Yeah. MD, JPB, it's only right, baby.
Yeah, why you mad? I got a bag, bro. Name hot in these streets, no Tabasco. But I'm so stubbed, that's a fact, Joe. And if you think I'm frontin', you can run it back, yo. Go on, run it back.
You know that I run it. Everything you wanna do, I already done it. And I got your little boo telling me she love me. I got this one, that one. Damn, it's gonna be a long night. Yeah. You know. I said, damn, it's gonna be a long night. Yeah, let's go.
Look. I told Shorty drop it for a real one.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pop it, let me feel some. Do it for the boy with a bag now. Movie star money making everybody act out. I don't lie to these women. If I want them, then I tell them. Don't get fly for these women. I was born with these propellers. All my haters cannot beat me, so I call them acapellas. See, I'm only getting better. You only get jealous.
You know that I run it. Everything you wanna do, I already done it. And I got your little boo telling me she love me. I got this one, that one. Damn, it's gonna be a long night. You know. I got this one, that one. Damn, it's gonna be a long night. Yeah. MD. JPB. You already know, baby. Yeah, I said, I already done it. Everything you wanna do, I already, you know that yeah. I said, you know that yeah. Damn, it's gonna be a long night.
It's the calm before the storm. Things aren't as they were before. You best start bright.
All right, what's going on, guys? Let's turn this music a little bit.
Did you think you could keep us out?
All right. How's everything looking, guys? All right. Posted on Twitter. Did it go to the Discord? Yes, it did. All right. Everything seems like it's working fine. All right. Dope. All right. Yo, what's going on, WWG Gaming? What's going on, BB? Shane Crow. Yeah, I'm here. Pog. All right. So we'll probably wait a little bit longer for people to kind of fill in. We'll probably just do questions right now, and then I've got a notepad kind of filled out for the topic discussions that we're going to be doing today. I don't know if this is going to be something that is like a segment that we do all the time on our live streams, but I felt like I kind of had to add something like a little bit more specific to these live streams to kind of make them a little bit more engaging. So we're going to be doing topic discussions. I don't know how they're going to kind of turn out the first go around. It's probably going to have to be like a refined thing. But if you guys end up liking them, please give me feedback on that. Or if you guys want to change stuff, again, give me that feedback. Yeah, I know it's UT, by the way. Yeah, I made that correlation a little while ago. All right. All right. We'll wait for a couple more people to get in here. I think Ocean's online, so Rotated will probably be popping in here in a second. And Lana's on too. All right, cool, dope. All right, so I guess I can put up the okay. All right, so that's gonna be the first topic we're gonna be discussing. We'll get into that. I know I hate the delay from. Okay. All right, yeah. So there's a stupid delay from Streamlabs and YouTube. So Shane Crow, hey, finally ordered a gaming PC. It's coming Monday. So excited. My whole setup is going to cost me $2,000, but I think it'll be worth it. Okay. Where'd you order from? $2,000's a lot of money to be spending on the setup, man. Especially now. It's a lot of money, my man. Lots of money. Okay. All right, so for those of you guys in chat, actually, I think we just got. Here, wait a second. I gotta fix something real quick. Send on drop frames. How is it looking, by the way? Because I know last time we had some internet issues. Just want to make sure those kind of get resolved throughout the live stream, or at least they just don't pop up as much. I think the latency is pretty bad too. Dang it, man. I don't know how to reduce that, honestly. Like I put it for the lowest latency that I can on the settings that I can on the Streamlabs, but it just doesn't let me. Looks crisp. All right, dope. Newegg, 1400 for PC, but need a desk chair queue. $1,400 again. That's not a bad chunk of change for an entire system, man. All right, so everything's looking good. I think we can kind of get into discussion now. So you guys can kind of chat if you want. This whole kind of thing is going to be predicated on, I don't know, the feedback from you guys. I don't really know how this is going to go when we start because it's, again, first time I'm doing anything like this. But yeah. So first thing we're going to be talking about is going to be the RX 6700 XT. It should be right down here. So I'm going to be changing the topic as we go. So I'll be editing that. I've got 3 written down here, but like I said in the Discord, you guys can go and like submit topics like halfway through, and I'll go check them out and see if they're like something that you guys want to talk about at first. But yeah. All right. So it's a 3600X with a 3060 Ti. That's not a bad system at all for that much money, man. You got away pretty good. All right. So when you guys kind of, I don't know if you guys have done research on the 6700 XT or heard anything about it. So for those of you guys who have, formulate your opinions or just kind of write a summary about what you guys think about the product. If you guys want to, again, I don't really know how this is going to go, but I'll give you guys some background for those of you guys who haven't heard anything about it in cases like this is the first time you've heard about this graphics card. So I think Wednesday was when we got the release for this particular graphics card. So this is AMD's new mid-range card. It costs $480, and it's around the performance of a 3070 at 1440p. Again, those are first-party benchmarks, so we don't really know if that's like the real performance. We have to wait till like YouTubers and stuff like that actually get their hands on that kind of stuff. But from what we see, it's pretty competitive with the 3070 for $20 less. But again, that's not going to be what it's going to be selling for. It's going to be scalped to all heck like everything else has been. But it specs, it's going to have 12 gigs of GDDR6, so it's going to have a good amount of VRAM. You're getting 40 compute units, which is a pretty low number compared to all of the other graphics cards that were released beforehand. But it's clocked up super high. So from what we've been seeing, the performance level of this thing is actually pretty decent. And again, it's more of a 1440p card, and the suggested MSRP is for that. All right. So WWG Gaming 6800 XT is a waste. IDK what AMD is thinking. I don't understand what you mean by that, man. What do you mean? Because I mean, I think it's a smart thing for them to do. I mean, they are basically just making a card that's going to take them a lot less money to make. It probably cost them about $100 to make, and they're able to sell it for $400, and people are going to buy it. Like in terms of a business move, I think it's a pretty good idea. I mean, for us as customers, we're not going to be able to get it for that price point. Like. So what did he say? It's like $700 is what you guys think it's going to be. Yeah, so $700 plus for a 6700 XT for sure. Yeah, so it's going to be scalped for a lot. But the other thing is I don't know, because AMD kind of changed their pricing model for this particular card. They said it was like suggested MSRP, which was $480. I know they probably can sell this thing for like $450. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is they are going to offer these to their partners for less money, or just for a lot less, so that they can kind of make that change in what the partners sell it for to where it kind of should be a little bit less. So I'm thinking partners are probably going to be selling it around $550 instead of like the $200 plus that we are seeing with like the 3060. So I think AMD kind of did that to kind of make sure that the price difference isn't too crazy, but it's still going to be scalped like crazy. So yeah, I do think $700 is probably going to be around the price that you're going to be doing that for. The 6700 XT loses to the 3060 Ti in some games. Shouldn't have been $429. Yeah, I definitely think it could have been cheaper, but again, when you're talking about just like the market right now, I think AMD and Nvidia are going to drop prices once things get a little bit better. But as of right now, I think that anything that these guys make are going to be absolutely just sold out. All I think there's only one left, so I had to snag. Oh, so that was the PC you're talking about? Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. You should redo the 6700 XT. I mean, I'd have to go out and buy one, but I mean, that would be something I would love to do if I had the money for it. But yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna talk about it when we get like partner models out. Just talk about like kind of the economics of it. If you should really buy it, I kind of want to see what the scalping pricing is of it too. Just kind of see where everything is. But I'm probably gonna be doing like something similar that I did to the 3060 and just kind of talk about it if it's a good decision to buy one of those or not. So yeah. Speaking of AMD GPUs, how come basically every AMD AIB card made a card that looked exact same as the reference card? I don't think it looked the exact same. I mean, AMD has exclusive board partner members, so PowerColor and Sapphire only make AMD cards. They don't make NVIDIA cards. So, I mean, they might share like some similarities. But I think that like as far as like the Asus stuff went, like I got the Asus TUF model. I mean, all of it's just kind of like a standard model that they make. Like the Asus TUF card was like something that they had. It was pretty similar to what they had from like the 3080. I mean, all the models are pretty much the same across the lineup. It just, the only difference is the hardware that's inside of it. So I don't really know what you mean by it's looking the same, because I don't think that they do. I mean, all of the AIB cards are, I mean, all their own cards look the exact same, because I mean it's AMD. But when you're talking about like PowerColor and Sapphire's versions, like the Sapphire Nitro or like the PowerColor Red Devil, I think are pretty like unique cards in general. Hello, is currently watching Coming to America 2, very good movie. Isn't that the one with Eddie Murphy in it? Like Coming to America was Eddie Murphy, right? It was about like the prince who's never been to America before, and he like goes there to and he like falls in love with like a girl, right? You thinking it's gonna be more of a paper launch? I mean, every card has been a paper launch at this point. I think the stock situation is gonna be a lot better than what it initially was with the other cards, just because this is a lower end one, and I think AMD has been building up stock for a while. Because like usually what we see from AMD is that they're usually pretty quick to come back at NVIDIA. But the 3060 and the 3070, the 3060 Ti and the 3070 have been out for such a long time, and AMD didn't really release anything. So I'm guessing what they did is that they knew that they really didn't have to come back with anything, so they would rather build up a lot of stock so that the release was okay. So I think like this will be really cool if it happens, but I think people like this might be the launch of a card that people can buy like within 10 minutes. So like I think people will be able to buy one within 10 minutes of its release, and then it'll be sold out. And AMD has like stated that they are going to be working a lot on the supply issues with these cards. Like they're going to be putting them more, I think they said that they're going to be putting them more towards like retail shops. So like if you have like a Best Buy or like a Micro Center near you, I think they're going to be prioritizing those, because what their reasoning was behind that was that a lot of times scalpers and like miners aren't going to be going to these stores like in like those locations, right? Because I know at my particular Micro Center, they have a restriction on the amount of cards that you can buy a month. You can only buy like one new card a month, and they keep your name down. So like it really reduces the amount of people that are just going to be buying it for anything other than gaming. So I think that's like a pretty good route that they're doing it. They're doing drops on their site too, which I don't think are going to work out well. But I think that this card, especially, I think it's just going to be a lot more available than what we've seen in the past. Exact same as reference. Chat delay not sending. I can send a link to you. Send it to me on Discord. Just send it in the staff chat channel, and I'll take a look at it on stream. Well, if possible, I'll buy one then. Yeah, I think that it's going to be an okay. I mean, the only one that you're going to be able to buy for MSRP or the suggested retail pricing is going to be the reference model, and I think that's probably the one that most people have luck with when it comes to purchasing for like a reasonable price. I'm sure Asus and MSI and all those guys are going to charge a lot for that particular card, like they have for all of the AMD cards. But excuse me. But yeah, I think that's kind of gotten to a point where people are kind of, I don't know. I think we're going to start to kind of get to a point where people are kind of done with all this stuff, and they're just like, you're just going to buy it, and you're going to buy it. I think that supply is going to start kind of working its way back in by summer. And that kind of brings us into our next topic. Here, I'll edit this real quick. we can get into our next topic. That's actually a pretty good segue. No, I want to rename. All right, wait. Okay. So the next topic is going to be gaming. When is gaming hard? I can't type. We're going to be available. I know capitalization isn't great. All right. All right. And that's off the screen. Okay. All right. So now, kind of want to talk about, man, this is not good. I love Streamlabs. I just got that notification from you. Here, I'll pull this up real quick. That'd be partner card model. Oh no, that is AMD's card, UT. They just rebrand it under their own box. Like what AMD does is they will sell those cards to the AIBs. So like they sell that to Gigabyte, and then Gigabyte just puts it in their own box. That's all that happens. It's not Gigabyte's design. It's AMD's design. They do that with a lot of their cards. I mean, if you were here around for the Radeon 7, that's exactly what they did with the Radeon 7. Okay. It's mainly just GPUs out of stock. Yeah. I mean, there are GPUs, but a lot of people are also having problems with CPUs, even though they are getting a little bit more in stock. But yeah, GPUs are the main problem. And so I know the text right here is not the best. And we'll kind of work with that when things get a little bit more fluid with how this whole entire system works. But the main things I'm kind of hopeful for with availability with these particular things. So first off, we have EIP 1559. So that is, for those of you guys who have no idea, who are not in the mining space, it is basically a new update to the Ethereum blockchain. So I mean, for those of you guys who maybe not be like crazy into like what's happening with cryptocurrency right now. So Ethereum is right now the most profitable one that you can mine, and I'm mining it right now on my own card just to kind of make some money on the side off of my gaming card, right? So the new update to it is basically, in short, it's going to cause mining profitability to go down by a significant amount, and this is going to be released in July, and so when I know a lot of people in the cryptocurrency like YouTube landscape are really talking about this and saying that you shouldn't be buying any graphics card for mining within 90 months, like within this current 90 months, unless its rate of return is crazy high. So maybe like a 3080, which has a crazy high like ROI. So how fast you can make your money back on that purchase. So like the 3080s are gonna be fine, but these lower end cards like the 3060, which doesn't really mine Ethereum at all in general. I mean, there are hacked versions of it, but it doesn't happen. But basically, since there's like that kind of time frame that they have to be profitable with those graphics cards, I think by probably June, so a month beforehand, we're probably going to see a lot more cards in stock just because of the fact that miners aren't going to be buying them. And I think that's kind of, it's not the huge reason why everything's so sold out, but I think it is a big reason why a lot of things like that are happening. So Zen 3 seems to be coming into stock. Yeah, Zen 3 is, I know at my particular Micro Center, you can buy basically any Zen 3 CPU you want to get. I think AMD has been putting on listings on their site, and people have been snagging them up like crazy, but it's getting a little bit more regular, where if you watch the site like every day, you usually have a pretty good chance of actually getting one of those CPUs. So yeah, why doesn't NVIDIA do that? Because the FE is a banger card. Well, the main reason NVIDIA doesn't do that is because they want to make all the money. So like AMD sells it to, so like, okay, I don't know how the business structure of NVIDIA and AMD work, but when NVIDIA sells their partner cards, or sorry, their own custom cards, their founders editions, they make all the money. So they basically just make the card, the cooler, and they do all that stuff. And when they sell it, they're making all of the profit. Where AMD has to sell their own cards to Gigabyte and MSI, like, so they're already manufacturing the entire card themselves. They have to sell it to them for a price where then Gigabyte and MSI can make the money, can have enough of a profit margin to where they can sell it for $580 or whatever price they deem that they can sell it for. So that's kind of the main reason behind it. All right. So that was so we kind of got off topic there a little bit. But yeah, so EIP I think is one good thing that we have coming for us in the summer. That I think is going to increase availability of GPUs in general. All right. I actually got a question here from Personality Disorder. For animation, should I go with the 6800 XT or 3080 from a 5700 XT? Well, it really depends on your workload, man. If you're using a 5700 XT, I mean, I'm assuming you're not using anything that requires CUDA. But it really comes down to pricing, like what you can get stuff for, and it also comes down to like what your program uses. So like I don't know, I'm not really big into the animation space, but I know ray tracing is kind of becoming more and more of a thing in multiple sectors. I know in terms of ray tracing ability, the NVIDIA 3000 series is super good at that. So if you want the best performance, I'd probably go with the 3080. Just in general, I'd probably go with the 3080. But it depends. If the 6800 XT is a lot less than what you can get a 3080 for, I'd probably go with the 6800 XT. Excuse me. All right. Hopefully that answered your question. So yeah. So the other reason why I think this summertime is going to be a good time to be able to actually get these GPUs is mainly because as time goes on, we're going to see a improvement in supply chain. The government is already kind of pushing forward bills to kind of, because they're seeing this semiconductor scarcity and it's affecting a lot of different industries. And I think at least America's probably going to start to let up on these tariffs, so which is going to bring down pricing and hopefully increase the amount of people who are going to be able to buy these, and then that in turn is going to reduce the scalping situation and stuff like that. So yeah, and James, basically, yep, it comes down if you can actually get it. Yeah, that's really the only thing you can ask when it comes to like buying anything at that point. Is how much it costs, because the 6800 XT and the 3080 are pretty similar when it comes to price to performance. Oh, and again, another great segue into our final topic of the night, and then we'll probably get into some games if you guys want to hang out for that. So final topic of the night, we'll see if this actually fits on the page in like the last one. So earlier this week, RTX 3080 Ti was released, or at least the not IT, Ti. All right, the 3080 Ti was not really announced, but there was a lot of leaks that came out about it. Okay. So main thing. Oh, sorry, Shane Crow. We'll get into him first. I'm just banking on pricing coming down to MSRP. Then I wouldn't mind upgrading in 6 months to a better GPU. Honestly, when it comes to upgrading, I would wait. I wouldn't even buy this generation because I think AMD, and I think AMD specifically, is going to be launching some really cool stuff here around this time next year. So RDNA 3 is presumably what the next architecture is going to be called. And we're seeing so we know how we saw with Zen, how there's a multi kind of like die layout on the CPU. We're going to probably see something similar on Zen, or sorry, on RDNA 3, which I think is going to increase performance of these GPUs like crazy. Like literally they're saying that we're going to get almost 2.5 times performance off this next generation. So the reason why I bought this generation is just because I need a new graphics card. But honestly, I would probably wait a year to upgrade. If your graphics card is good right now, like if you're fine with it, it doesn't give you any problems, and you just want to upgrade just because you think that it's nice to upgrade, I wouldn't upgrade. I would only upgrade if you need to upgrade, and even then, I would say if your system still works, wait till next year. I promise you, next year's gonna be so much better. All right. I think 12 gigabytes true is perfect for the 3080 Ti. I honestly think that 12 gigabytes is too low. I don't know. No one really needs 16 or 24. I think, okay. But the thing I think some people need to understand is that people who buy a 3080 Ti probably aren't just gamers. The majority of people who just play video games are buying like mid-range cards. Most people don't have the excuse to buy like a high-end card unless they're doing something else with it. Like the only excuse that I had to buy this card is because I render and stream on this thing, and it's like I think that's a good excuse. Like if you're doing any sort of productivity stuff, that's a reason why these people buy it. And in that scenario, you need the VRAM. I'm finding myself using the VRAM on this card consistently when I video edit. I mean, of course, in just gaming, sure, you never use the 16 gigs that I have on my graphics card. I never even come close. I come up to 10 gigs at the most on like Call of Duty when I max out the settings. But when it comes down to it, when I video edit, I use every single gig in that card. It just kind of comes down to use case. I don't know. Shane Crow, ooh, sweet. Are you saying that to the RDNA 3 performance? So 3080 Ti, 12 gigs of GDDR6S. Yeah, so I didn't get into specs, but thank you, James, for posting that. Yeah, so basically, for those of you guys who are in here, the 3080 Ti seems to be about the exact same thing as a 3090 in terms of the actual core, or the actual processor. So like the actual processor seems to have around the same specs and probably is going to have very similar performance to the 3090, but it has half of the memory. So where the 3090 has 24 gigs of GDDR6X, the 3080 Ti is only going to have 12 gigs. So I don't know. I'm going to go eat dinner. Peace. Oh, yeah. See you, man. Thanks for stopping by. We'll probably still be on. I started pretty early tonight, and we're going to be playing a lot of games tonight. So hopefully we can kind of keep on these topics going. But the other thing with the 3080 Ti is that they are going to be... It's going to be... I think NVIDIA is going to start doing something that I don't think people are going to particularly enjoy. And that they are going to start to phase out all of their previous cards. So the 3080, 3070, and 3060 Ti, they are going to start phasing out those 3 cards within these next couple of months. So they're already starting to phase out the 3090 with the 3080 Ti, because the 3090 was a really good mining graphics card. And now the 3080 Ti is going to have those limiters like the 3060 has in it. 3060 really didn't replace anything, but it was there kind of like for like the lower end. They're probably going to come out with the 3070 Ti. That's going to replace the 3080. I think they're going to probably come out with like a 3070 Super or a 3060 Ti Super to probably combat something from the AMD camp. Because I think NVIDIA's long-term goal at this point is just reducing the amounts of buying power these cards have in the secondhand market. And that's kind of... Just dropped my pencil. So that's kind of what we're seeing with the CMP cards. So NVIDIA kind of came out with their own lineup of mining graphics cards. And that... While people think that's a good idea, it's more so taking away from the cards that gamers can have. Now, sure, the bottom lineup is made out of Turing cards, so it's the last generation. But again, they're still trying to put out Turing cards, so 2060s, to gamers. And I'm sure a lot of people would be happy with the 2060 right now, but they're not giving it to gamers, they're giving it to miners. Same thing with like their higher end ones. So their higher end one is basically a cut down 3080. Which is an Ampere card. So, I mean, while NVIDIA is saying that they're going for gamers, I mean, a lot of people have kind of talked about this ad nauseum, that they're not playing for gamers. They're playing for themselves so that they aren't going to be losing money when it comes to people wanting to buy one of their cards off the secondhand market. Instead, they're just going to go off and buy it new from them where they can actually make some more money off of it. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's kind of a messy situation when it comes down to it. I'm not a huge fan of what NVIDIA is doing right now. I think AMD, in terms of ethics, or not necessarily ethics, but how they're going about treating the customer is a lot better than what NVIDIA is doing. And I think that's kind of what we've seen from AMD, is that they pretty much kind of release the cards. They release them at a good price point, and they know that they're pretty decent. And they kind of leave them at there, and they're like, okay, we're gonna leave it like this. We'll change the price around if competition necessitates it, but we're gonna leave it how it is because we know that the product that we release is good. Whereas Nvidia on the other side is going to change their product stack around as much as possible in order to either screw over AMD, or, which, I mean, again, that's just companies battling each other out, and I think that's honestly welcome because it's more competition for us and it will benefit us as consumers. But adversely, they're also doing stuff like with these new CMP cards where they're basically just kind of ripping out the idea of a secondhand market for any sort of cards. They're taking away the market of an already restricted market of these graphics cards. They're taking away supply from that and just redirecting it so that, well, if you want to buy a old used mining card, which was kind of the way to go for a lot of people, like after the mining crash of like 2019, people went out and bought used 1080s and 1080 Ti's and RX 580s for dirt cheap because there was just a massive sell-off. Basically, what NVIDIA is doing right now is they're stopping that. And the benefit of that, like I just said, was that they're basically forcing people who want one of their cards, or I mean, just like anything, right? So like if they want one of their cards, they're going to have to buy from a retailer and probably buy it new. And that way, NVIDIA can kind of skip the whole idea of people not having to kind of pay out to them, right? So, I mean, I don't know. NVIDIA's just kind of gotten to that point where it's like, they're getting so big to where they're just gotten to the point where they're just screwing over people just in the sake of money. And I'm like, I think that's might be the point of where AMD kind of starts winning out, where they might not have the feature set, but when it comes down to it, you know that an AMD card's not going to decrease in performance over time, because AMD is just trying to get more money off of you. I think AMD's kind of philosophy on how their product stack lineup is a lot better than how NVIDIA kind of pushes their stuff towards us. But yeah, so that kind of does it for the talks today. Don't know how many of you guys are still in chat. We got 7 people here. So for those of you guys still in chat, if you guys watched this through, let me know your opinions on this segment. I mean, we could probably do more topics. I only had 3 for today because those are really the only interesting things that I had to talk about. But honestly, if you have like any criticisms or way that I should go about this particular segment, if you like it, if you think I should completely trash it, again, that's all. I mean, if you guys want to put that in chat, or if you guys want to message me at Discord, you can kind of tell me if you guys like the segment or not. I kind of enjoyed doing it. I thought it was a good 30 minutes of just kind of talking and communicating with you guys about stuff that's going on in the just kind of in the market. And hopefully, like, when we keep on doing this, if you guys like it, we can kind of keep on growing this kind of thing. But yeah, I think it's good. The movie was great. I enjoy it. Leanna, you're like, are we talking about The Prince, or are we talking about what we just did here? All right, so James thinks it's good. All right, that's good. Like, hey, what's going on, dude? Lily just showed up at the end of the little bit. I'm also kind of thinking, like, once I get better at this, I kind of want to start releasing clips of this. Like, if some of these talking points get pretty good and we get more and more people in chat, we have like a good discussion going on, I feel like this actually might be pretty decent content for us to put up on the actual channel as videos and like kind of like highlights and stuff like that. Both of them out. Yeah, I didn't know if that Eddie Murphy movie was going to be any good second time around. I mean, sequels usually aren't too great. But yeah, oh well. All right, so what I'm getting from the 2 people or 3 people in chat saying that it's an okay segment. So we'll try to do this every week. I'll try to kind of formulate stuff. Again, you guys always feel free to submit me stuff if you guys want me to take a look at anything particular during one of these streams. I'll be more than happy to look over that kind of stuff. And I don't know. So Shane Crow, I think the 3060 Ti is I'll make a TikTok load. I'm not making a TikTok yet. I don't even have that installed on my phone, man. So, oh well, my phone's actually doing the camera, so I can't point to that. So Shane Crow, I think the 3060 Ti is starting to fade out a bit because all these pre-builders either don't have the 3060 Ti listed anymore or have a 6 to 7 week wait for just the card. I mean, I don't know if it's phasing out. I honestly think that the 3060 Ti is probably one of the best cards that NVIDIA made from this lineup, just because I think that the core, I think it's a little bit lacking in memory. Only 8 gigs is not too great. I probably would have liked to see like around 10 gigs or something like that. I mean, I think the 3070 should have had 12, and I think the 3080 probably should have had around 12 to 16. But again, we didn't see that. I think the main reason why we're not seeing it is just because there's such a super high demand for the 3060 Ti. I think it's a great card. I think it's one of the last cards that NVIDIA made that was somewhat decent. Yeah, I think it's nearly impossible to buy. Actually, I think I talked about this on stream a little last week. I had the opportunity to go out and buy some Founders Edition models for $400 if I wanted to. At Micro Center, but I was like, dude, if I end up buying it, either I'm gonna give it to one of you, or not give it, but I'll make one of you guys pay for it, and I'll ship it to you for like $500, just because I have to pay for my gas and then the shipping. Or I mean, again, I'd be like every other piece of shit on the internet buying these things and just selling them for double what you paid for it. So I don't know, man. For real, the 3060 Ti is such a great card, but like no one even fight it. Yeah, I know. I honestly feel like once Ethereum kind of crashes, which it will in the summer, I'm telling you, people are gonna sell it. Quote me on that, guys. Ethereum is going to go down in mining. Maybe in terms of I guess I don't know. Actually, maybe not quote me on that, because there's a couple of things when it comes to mining. If the amount of Ethereum that is going to get paid out per worker is going to be less. But I guess if the price of Ethereum shoots up like crazy, then the profitability might stay the same. So I don't know. But there are other things that are happening in the mining space. There are ASIC miners that are coming out for Ethereum that are a lot better and a lot more efficient than what GPUs are, and people might be transitioning to those. So I think if the mining situation were to collapse, that the 3060 Ti is going to be on eBay for super cheap, and I think that is going to be the card for people to go for, is a used 3060 Ti that was used for mining. I think that is going to be an amazing card to get, even if they're reselling it for $400, even if they're reselling it for the amount of money that they paid for. I think $400 on that thing used is still such a great value buy, considering the market that we're in right now. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, you're a lucky little. Yeah, I mean, it's just my Micro Center. My Micro Center had like 10 in stock, and I think by the end of the day they had 3, and I just didn't go in and get one because it was like, it's a 20-30 minute trip for me to take. It just depends on traffic, so it really wasn't worth the effort for me to go out there and buy one. Just considering like it wasn't anything I really needed. But yeah. All right. We got a couple more stuff coming in here. So it's weird. So this chat over here comes in faster than the chat that I'm reading off of my YouTube things, which is, it always throws me off. So I know when there's something coming in, but yeah. So it says, when a gaming laptop with a 3080 costs 2.5K or higher, is it even worth it at that point? No. Honestly, the 30, I probably wouldn't buy a laptop with a 3080 in it. Just because it's like, it doesn't perform very well. Like, I know like all the laptop GPUs aren't great. I'd probably just go with like something that has got like a 3060 or 3070 Max P in it. Your local Micro Center never has anything in stock. I guess it kind of depends on where you're at. I'm in a fairly large city. But again, I mean, right now we don't have anything in stock. That's also true. But I mean, sometimes during the weeks, like we'll get large shipments, and I mean, I'll see 3060. There's a couple of 3060 Ti's in stock today, but they weren't the $400 models. I think the 3060 Ti that was in stock was $600. It was the Asus TUF, the triple fan one. So I mean, it was a pretty high end one, but yeah. Would be trash because of wattage. Yeah, I really wouldn't enjoy bringing like that huge of a battery pack with me if I had a 3080 laptop. It's just a power hog. Like if I get a laptop, which I am probably going to get one, honestly, I am debating between getting a MacBook. Because these new M1 chips are super nice, and if the new 16-inch MacBook Pros are any decent, like they got the ports on it and stuff, I honestly might go for a MacBook. Considering that like the performance level that you're getting from is pretty good. I'm also I also want to get into, so what I'm planning on majoring in is some sort of like computer science. So I'm still trying to kind of figure that out. So it's either going to be like data science, so or like data analytics, so kind of going in and interpreting data from whatever, or actually just honestly, I don't really know. I just know I really like to work on the stuff that we have at school for those classes. I take 2 AP classes, but Macs in themselves are extremely good for just any sort of code. I know the code compile on those M1 chips is super fast, which is not really something that I really like rely on a whole lot. Usually when you're in kind of the developer space, you're using servers to do that kind of stuff. But I don't know, man. I might get one, but it all kind of depends on if there's any AMD stuff out that's around a reasonable price point or not. I don't know. And yeah, so the desktop 3070 does perform better than the 3080 laptop. It's kind of sad, man. Honestly, kind of sad. I mean, it never used to be like that. I mean, Ampere basically had no increase in efficiency compared to Turing. Like, there was no performance to wattage. There was none. Like there was no increase in how good or how like low power the thing was. AMD had a 50% increase in power efficiency, but Ampere had none, dude. Like Turing is like, if you get a 2080 laptop, it's pretty similar to a 3080 laptop. It's because the 2080 laptop has around the same power efficiency that the 3080 has, and you can only cram so many cores in there with the same amount of power efficiency. So I don't know, man. Lol, Mac. Yeah, I mean, okay, people shit on Macs all the time, but like, their desktops are garbage. I would never buy one of their desktops, but honestly, their laptops and their phones offer some pretty decent stuff, man. I mean, their phones are nice, and their laptops aren't terrible. You have to know which one you're looking for, and the M1 basically just kind of brought a whole new kind of meaning to what Apple's kind of releasing there. Shane Crow, I always see people preach about Micro Center prices being cheap and a good bargain, but I can find hardware on Amazon cheaper. Usually not. I mean, Micro Center usually is a good bit cheaper. I mean, right now it's rough, but usually I'll find stuff a good bit cheaper at my Micro Center. I don't know about yours. I'll find processors on average $20-$30 less than what you can find them on any other site within like a normal time frame. And then they also offer the bundle deals. So they'll usually give you $20 off if you buy a CPU and a motherboard in the same trip. So I remember when I first built my first PC, I got a Ryzen 5 1600, and I got the motherboard with that. And then so with the discount, so the actual processor was $70. So the 1600 was $70, and then with the $20 reduction, I basically got a 6-core 12-thread CPU for $50, and with a pretty nice motherboard. So yeah, I don't know. Are there any laptops with Radeon GPUs? Haven't seen any. That's what they're kind of thinking. So with this new 6700 XT that has came out, it's a very low wattage chip. If they underclock, they really overclock this thing. So that's why it's 230 watts. But if they really downclock it, I assume that this thing could go into a notebook, no problem. But yeah, so I think that from what I've heard, it's probably going to be like a month or two before we start seeing like Dell and HP start putting these into the laptops. So yes, these RDNA 2 is going to start coming out to laptops. Visify FN, love the face cam. Oh, we've been doing this for a little bit, but yeah, thank you. Is this kind of like the WAN show? Kind of. We already kind of went through our topics. So if you want to scroll back, we can. But this is the first time that we did our topics. I guess it's sort of like the WAN show, but the WAN show is mainly just between Linus and Luke, whereas this is between me and chat. So you guys kind of get a little bit more involved than I guess what that is. So hopefully it's a little bit more of like a wholesome experience than that. But right now we're just going to talk about anything. I still kind of have the 3080 thing up here. But this is kind of, for Test 2, I haven't seen you in stream before, but this is kind of something that we do every week. And we talk about a bunch of different topics. And we do answer tech questions and stuff like that, but yeah. And then this is the first time we're doing something like this. We're probably going to get more topics going on next week. We only had 3 today, so we had the RX 6700 XT, GPU pricing, when it's going to go back to normal. We basically said it's going to go back to normal during this summer. We kind of went into some pretty good detail about that. And then the one that we're sort of still talking about right now is the 3080 Ti, but not really. Yo, sorry, I was playing a game, so I could not join the stream early. Dude, that's fine. We started a little bit early today, so hopefully we can kind of get some stuff going on with this. I didn't know how this new format was going to end up working out. We still have some time for games. If things die down, we can still come out and play some games. I will probably just load up some Destiny 2, and we'll end up playing that. And we'll still be answering questions and talking with chat. But yeah, I mean, you guys never feel like you guys need to are forced to stop by, or I expect people to come by. It's always kind of a chill hangout. Hunger Cube, my PC has a 1060 and an i7 8700. What should I upgrade to? It depends. What are you looking to upgrade? I feel like people always, I mean, I'd probably go with a 1060, really. I mean, the 8700 is still a 6-core 12-thread CPU that's clocked fairly high. So, still pretty decent situation that you got there. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd probably go upgrade with the 1060, but the 1060, it's going to be hard to upgrade considering the pricing right now. I'd probably just say stick with what you got. Stick with what you got till summer, or, I don't know. Or just say, hey, I'll trade the 1060 for something else. And then you pay like a little bit more on top if that's something that someone's willing to do. James, so do you think it will be possible for me to buy a 6700 XT? Basically, will be in stock for more than a second. I think that's a hard one, man. It kind of depends where you're looking first. I'd probably say go on Newegg first off to try to see what's going on there on launch day. I would, if I had to give an estimate, I'd say 2 minutes. I'd say 2 minutes and then it's sold out. So, James, as long as you're really committed to getting one, actually, no, I would not go on Newegg. I would go on the AMD website. I'd probably do your research first off of what places are actually launching it. Be there on the dot of when they're coming out, and then just try to buy one and add one to cart as fast as possible. Because at a certain point, it's gonna be sold out. I would say 2 minutes. I don't think it's gonna be out in a second like the 3060 was, but I think it's gonna be like 2 minutes. You're gonna have time to buy them, and they're gonna be gone. Because AMD did say that you're gonna have significantly more stock with these cards. Lena Knights, I like how people be complaining about me buying a blue Switch keyboard and saying that they are so loud, but my PS4 sounds like a fighter jet. I never had a PS4, so I never had that problem. I didn't really have friends who had PS4s, but I've heard like the videos of those things just like going up like crazy. But yeah, I never really have a problem with key switches. I don't know who would be complaining. Unless you have like your door open all the time and you're typing all the time. I don't know. That might be a problem, but I don't know. Is an i7 5930K good? I don't know the exact specs of that, so here, right. So is it i7 what? 5930K. 5930K. Alright, I'll pull up the Intel website. It's not terrible. 5930K, 6-core, 12 threads. Boost clock is the 3.7 gigahertz. It's DDR4 memory. So yeah, honestly, it's not a bad system, man. I'd say it's fine. It's the 3 gig version. Again, try to see if someone wants to trade or not. I don't know. I'd honestly just say stick with it unless you really need an upgrade right now. Because honestly, it's not a great time to upgrade. I'm in the UK, so we don't have Newegg. Lol. Yeah, so probably just try to get from the AMD. If you're in the UK, James, you're not going to get it. I'm sorry to tell you that. You're not going to be able to get it. The European shipping for all of these cards has been god-awful. I always forget that you're from the UK, so yeah. I'm sorry, man. I don't want to... I would say try, but I say I wouldn't get your hopes up. Because you might be like one of the 10 people in the UK who are fast enough to be able to get one. But, yeah. It's pretty rough in Europe. Hey man, so James Madison. So hey, I want to upgrade my GPU from a RX 560 to a GTX 1060 or 1070 when prices go down. But I have a Max Ferris Hydra PC with an i5 2500. Do you think it would still be good even though there's a bottleneck? It depends on what resolution you're playing games at. So if you're playing at like high resolutions, so you're playing at like 1440p or something like that, then that CPU isn't going to be a bottleneck. But if you're playing at 1080p, it honestly depends on what kind of games you're playing as well. So if you're playing games like like CS:GO and stuff like that, it might be a bottleneck, but it's not gonna be crazy. Honestly, you should feel pretty safe with that upgrade. 1070 might be cutting it a little bit hard, but the 1060 shouldn't get bottlenecked. But even then, a lot of times when you're having a CPU bottleneck, it really doesn't do a whole lot to the system. You're still going to be coming close to maxing out the graphics card. I would say that the 1070 is probably going to be sitting around 85 to 90% utilization in most games, even if you have that CPU. James, yeah, rip. Oh, they're saying rip because I told James that he probably isn't going to be able to get one of those CPUs. Man, this light is just... I gotta turn it down. Alright. Because I probably won't be able to get a 6700 XT. That's why I said rip. Yeah, that's why we said rip. Alright, so I'm going to get a i7 59 30K plus a 1660 Super for $300 plus mouse and keyboard. Yeah, that is a pretty good deal, dude. It's a really good deal. The nice thing with Intel CPUs, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but they haven't really done a whole lot in terms of performance. So like when you go back, like it's still fine. It's just the only thing that they're lacking in usually is like cores and stuff like that. But like in terms of like overall like performance, it really isn't that much different when it comes core to core. Like most of the time, it just changes in clock speeds, and that's about it. Their IPC usually doesn't increase from generation to generation too much, at least. Yeah, that's me next to impossible. Yeah. Are we gonna set? Is that what we're saying to James right there, Hungry Cube? Is that gonna be next to impossible? Getting one of those, and what's it called? Yeah, Europe. It's gonna be absolutely impossible. Okay. James Madison, good to know. I'm gonna go with the 1066 getting most likely, and the 1070 maybe cutting it too close. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if the 1060 you think is gonna work for you, then I'd go with that. We have someone who's looking to sell a 1060 though. Who is that? In chat, was it Hungry Cube? Yeah, Hungry Cube. I mean, if you guys want to hook up in the Discord, Hungry Cube will give you that used 1060, and I'm sure he'd be more than happy to. I don't know. It kind of all depends what you guys want. Yeah, when the prices go down. Oh no. Okay, never mind. Never mind. That's my bad. He's not looking to sell. All right. Yeah, when the prices go down, I'm gonna upgrade GPU and CPU. Yeah, it's a good idea. When you find a 3080 for $900 USD MSI Ventus, yeah, that's usually what they went for around my Micro Center. I think you got the EVGA one was $880 is what they sell for when they're in stock at my Micro Center. So that's the For the Win 3 Ultra is that's what it sells for. Still absolutely insane. That's $180 over MSRP. Now for saying my PC would be without GPU, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I guess you'd have to do a trade. Would be the thing. I don't know. Yeah, I probably wouldn't. Never mind. Just kind of forget that I even said that. All right. So we'll switch. Actually, here, I'm gonna pick up a couple things in this game, and then we'll switch over to that screen. We'll play some Destiny 2. We'll still be answering tech questions, but it's gonna be a little bit something that we can kind of transition to. Damn, they really need to open up a Micro Center here in Hawaii. Yeah, they're never gonna have one. I mean, I'm not gonna say never, but it's gonna be a while, man. Micro Center is not a huge chain, and they only have like 25 locations across the United States, and they're only in the United States. So it's a pretty rough pick from the bin. That's be better than paying 1.5K for a 3080. I mean, yeah, it would be, but people are still paying those prices, man. It's just kind of how there's just crazy demand right now. And it's not that, honestly, I don't think it's because the supply is super low. I just think it's honestly just because the demand is absolutely insane. I think a lot of people are saying that the whole result of this is because they can't make any GPUs, but I think NVIDIA was selling hundreds. I think NVIDIa's like their like financial earnings number said that they sold hundreds of thousands of graphics cards, which is a crazy amount, guys. Hundreds of thousands of graphics cards, and they still can't even come close to meeting demand. So, just a weird year, man. Just a weird year. It's a bad year, but oh yes, can probably hear what's going on in Destiny, right? I'm just cleaning up some vault stuff. All right. All right, we'll switch over to the stream cam. You guys can see what we're doing. Cool. All right, I found a PC case with integrated fans that use 3-pin connectors. Would be plugging them all into a 4-pin fan hub. Let me control a fan speed. It depends if the fans are PWM. I don't know. I don't think you can. If they're only 3-pin, I don't think you can control them. But yeah, I bought screws for a butterfly knife, and overseas shipping costs more than the screws. Wow, that's crazy. That's rough, dude. Yeah, rips in chat. I just want to find a 1066 gig for under $200, but that's not even gonna happen for like 4 weeks. Yeah, under $200 is gonna be rough, man. I sold my thing for $200 and I bought it for $120. The 1066 gig card is what I had beforehand, and it was just like it wasn't even me trying to scalp. It was just people offering me crazy amounts of money for this card. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. I'll take it, man. All right. A lot of you guys are probably like, oh, Destiny again, but I'm telling you, this is one of the best games out there. One of the best. Actually, I should probably change the title of the stream. Oh well. We'll just leave it. It's not like anybody's coming in really for the discussion, guys, you know. But we're going to work it out. Hopefully it gets better and better as we go on. And, oh, another cool thing. So I think IWN wants to... Okay, don't quote me on this. But they want to... I think they want to, like, send me a Razer mouse, I think is what they said. It's like a Razer gaming mouse for me to give away. So when we hit 200k subs... Or it's not 200k. 2k subs, sorry. When we hit 2k subs, which should be here in, like, a week or probably about 2 weeks... I'll probably do that on a giveaway on a stream. So if you guys want a new gaming mouse, stay tuned. Would the PC be loud with 3-pin fans? Not really. I mean, you just can't control it. I mean, I don't know. It probably depends on the fan. So with the PC that I'm reviewing right now for Max Fairs, it only has the fans are controlled by Molex. So you can't control the fan speed with those, which again, Molex is not a good connector at all. I don't know why they invented that connector or why it's still being used, but it uses Molex, and it's okay. It's not great, but it does what it needs to do, I guess. And it's a cheap system, so I guess that's kind of why they put those in there. It's just like it's a $490 system that you can buy, and that's after tax. It is $490, and it's just I don't know. It's not crazy loud, but you can definitely hear the fan spinning and the air moving through. I mean, as long as you're fine with it just not being dead silent when you're not using it, then I guess that's fine. Or if it's not like right next to your, like if you have on headphones like me, I never hear my PC. Like my PC ramps up. Like I've got my graphics card. It doesn't get loud, but like you can definitely hear the air going through. But I got headphones on, so you can never really hear it. Okay. Well, I answer Potato real quick. Potato, on 144 hertz, do you think a 1670 or 16... I have no idea what a 1670, 1680, or a 1690. Potato Gaming on 144 hertz. Do you think a 1670, 1680, or 1690 will come out? If you're referencing the NVIDIA 16 series, no, it will never come out. That's not the 16 series was a stopgap series for the Turing architecture because they couldn't put ray tracing on lower end cards because it was so bad. So they stopped at the 2060 because they just called it 16 because it was like GU16. It was like some weird naming scheme. But it was terrible naming on NVIDIA's part. But it was just called the 16 series because they couldn't make any lower end cards in the 2060 with ray tracing, with the RTX naming brand, with the 20 series thing, just because it wouldn't have good ray tracing performance. And even then the 2060 has terrible ray tracing performance, so I don't even know if they should have sold that. But yeah. Atlanta Knights. School is rough right now. Forgot we got so many testing before spring break. I took the FSA, the SAT, and next week I'm taking the ACT. I'm going to lose my... Oh, that's rough, man. See, I kind of hit the jackpot with my year. Like, we never had to take... Like, we didn't... I took the ACT a couple times, but it wasn't required for college because it was the whole pandemic thing. And just our year, college was basically just... Like, colleges just waived off ACT. They're like, yeah, you don't really need to submit it since most people couldn't... Like, didn't really have access to it. So, since everybody was, like, quarantining and stuff like that. That was just kind of a weird situation. So I definitely lucked out on that because I honestly hate that. But yeah, standardized testing is one of the worst torture methods there is known to man. It's pretty bad, man. You mean 16 series? Yeah. All right, we're just iterating the same thing. But yeah, hopefully 144 Potato Gamer on 144 hertz. That yeah, that's what your name, Gamer Potato. Hopefully that cleared that up for you at least. I just passed the math, but never reading. So yeah, that's kind of how I was. I was fine with reading and writing was a struggle for me. It was mainly my attention span, man. Like those tests really do test your attention span because you're sitting in there for 3 hours and you're answering like these mind-numbing questions, and I would just do so bad because it's like you're doing the reading. Like I noticed myself like reading the entire like article and then like getting to the questions. And I'm like, I have no idea what I just read. So it's like I just wasted a whole 20 minutes reading through this stupid thing about like some like haiku, or it's just standardized testing is one of the worst things that people invented, man. So bad. I'm also grateful that I don't have to take finals this year since our district basically voted and were like, yeah, I'll just not do finals since it's kind of a weird year. So no finals. I didn't have any midterms to take either. I got a pretty sweet deal from all this, honestly. You better not. Ooh. Yeah, we're caught up. Alright, dope. Brandon, right now, would you say wait until graphics cards come down in stock or research on a pre-build? Honestly, it depends on your need case. If you really need a PC right now, then I'd probably say try to find a pre-built. There are a couple companies that you can buy from and actually still get some pretty decent value for your graphics cards, or you could go like the laptop route, even like the like $1,500 price point for laptops right now. Honestly, is a pretty good value decision considering that some of the graphics cards in them are pretty decently priced and some pretty good performance compared to like desktops. But if you're really looking at waiting, you're gonna be waiting till summer at the very least till graphics cards come back into normal pricing. Summer's probably gonna be the earliest. So if you're willing to wait that long, I'd wait. But if you're not, I'd probably go with the gaming laptop or the pre-built route. When I try to read during the test, either I fall asleep, forget what I read. Yeah, that's kind of me, man. I was just like, I would get in like this trance of reading but not retaining any information, and then I'd get to the questions and I was just like, yeah, I'm kind of screwed here. Any 240 Hz monitors recommendations? I don't have any particular ones. I mean, AOC usually, I don't know if AOC has any 240 Hz. I usually go AOC I usually stick to 144 Hz just because it's, the main reason why I usually don't go higher than 240 Hz is most of the time the games that I play don't get up past that, and my graphics card doesn't push that resolution like crazy. Because usually the way you want to go with figuring out a monitor for like how fast a refresh rate should be is it should be your frame output. If you're like playing like competitive games, right? So playing like CS:GO, you want your minimum frame rate, like so the 1% lows, to be double of what your monitor refresh rate is for the best consistency when it comes to frames. And since most of the time my games don't even come close to that doubling of that, it just like 144 hertz is where it's at. You see a little bit of a better increase, but most of the time my graphics card isn't going to be pushing any games to 144 hertz. So you're probably going to have to, I'm not going to be the best person to go to when it comes to that. But just from experience, I've tried 240 hertz and I've tried 144 hertz. The difference is pretty low between them. There is a difference, but it's not large. It's not large to where it's going to matter. It's going to make the difference between you killing someone and them killing you. It's usually not that big of a difference, unless you're like Shroud level good. Reading a boring book is like a tranquilizer for me. I'll either pass out or forget what I'm reading. Yeah, that's kind of how books are, man. You know what I really get? I could probably get into audiobooks if I really wanted to. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I feel like audiobooks are basically just podcasts, except it's just one story instead of like an interview or something like that, you know? I feel like a lot of people kind of got into those during the pandemic too. I saw a lot of sponsored spots on YouTube videos for those. Okay. Get these shanks. Ah. Alright. Boom. Dude, they're just raining heavy ammo. There we go. Give me it. Let's go. Ooh. Do you think cards are going to restock by the summer? Yeah, that's basically kind of what the assumption is. There's some. We kind of went into the discussion earlier at the beginning of this live stream, but yes, my prediction is it's going to be about June is when we're going to see cards getting back to fairly normal stock levels. It's still going to be low, but I think most people are going to get to the point where they're going to be able to buy what they want to buy. Oh, I didn't get any exotics, man. That sucks. But yeah, summer is June is probably what I would shoot for. Is the time frame where I think it's probably reasonable for stuff to kind of get back into stock. The only thing I can read without falling asleep is comic books. I haven't, dude. I can't remember the last time I actually sat down and read a book, like for real. Like most of the time for English, like I just skim through, man. Like I don't read the book. I just read like the parts that I need to, or like I look over Spark Notes, and that's it, man. It's just not worth it. I never found it worth it. I don't know. There's so many more engaging things than reading a book. Though my older sister, she was a book nerd. You know those kids, like those kids in class who always had like a fun read book, and they like pop them out, like instead of hopping on their phones, they pop out the book. Yeah, that was her. I'm like, oh my god, I can't stand that. I can't stand that at all. You think it's paying? You think paying a lot to play 4K Ultra 4K is worth it? It's not worth it. I don't think so. I mean, unless you get like a super nice monitor. I mean, paying. It kind of depends on who you are. If you got the money for it, then people will probably pay for it. But if you are on any sort of a budget, I probably would just go with 1440p. And that's the monitor I'm considering getting here. Maybe here in a couple months. I was getting a 1440p AOC monitor, which is kind of the same model as this, except it's a 27-inch instead of the 24-inch, and this is only a 1080p panel. And I want to get that 1440p one, because 1440p does look nicer than 1080p. Like, it's a noticeable increase in resolution. LoL Warlock player. Yeah, I am. I'm not a main. I don't main Warlock, but this is just one of my other characters. So this week there's double rewards on the Nightfall, and this is a pretty quick Nightfall to run. And I don't have very many high stat exotics for my Warlock, so that's kind of what I'm grinding for. I'm a Titan main. That's what I usually main on this game. Titan Crayon Eater mains, you know. Warlocks are usually not too meta. The only thing that makes them somewhat good in Crucible, I guess, is their is the Dawnblade thing, because they can dodge in air. But other than that, it's not too great. Like for PvE, it's basically Well of Radiance or Nova Bomb. That's it. But Titan, you can pretty much play any class. That's why I like Titans. Just kind of have fun with it. And again, this game still one of the best games out there to get into. And it's free, guys. It is absolutely. I mean, it's not 100% free. You still gotta pay for the DLC if you want to get access to everything. But you can get into it for free, and you actually have a pretty fun time doing it. I like reading comic book pictures because of the pictures, and I can solve Rubik's Cube in under 3 minutes. Play chess. Okay, that's cool, man. Chess. I tried to get into chess. I was into chess like when I was in elementary school. I was in chess club for a little bit, and I just kind of grew out of it. I got bored with it. I mean, I wasn't great. I wouldn't consider myself. I mean, yeah, I probably wouldn't consider myself a good player. But it was just, it got kind of boring. I found more, again, I found more interest in the video games than I did in chess. Just because I think there's, I don't know. Like chess, there's a super high level of like thinking, and that's kind of all it is. I don't know. It's just kind of a, I never really found like a crazy amount of interest in it. Okay, man. I was never serious when playing. Only had a hunter, and I got up to 930 and then stopped after completing Forsaken. Got it. I mean, again, game, it's a little bit of a different game for everybody. Some people don't like the grind. And I get that. Some people don't like grindy games, but that's kind of how this game is. But it's super fun when you can kind of get up to the higher levels and play all the old, because the sucky thing is about Destiny is the best content in the game is the end game content, like the raids and trials and stuff like that. Like those game modes are the best game modes in the game. I mean, strikes. I mean, this Nightfall strikes are fun too, but I would really want to consider those end game content, since this is match made, and you don't really have to grind power too much to be able to get access to this. But I don't know. It's just kind of I think it's a fun game that mostly anybody can kind of get into. But again, it's hard for anybody to get into any sort of game that they haven't been fans of for a while. Like, I've literally been playing this game since year 1 of Destiny 1, so about 6 years. So I've always kind of been a part of this franchise, or not a part, but like I always have been kind of into it, you know. Like I've always liked the core mechanics of Destiny, and I was pretty much with it for the long haul. Like I've taken breaks from the game in general, but I was just like, it was always something that I bought every year. I always bought the DLCs every year, and purchase everything, because it's always it's the one game for me that if I'm really bored, I can always just kind of hop on and play for a couple hours and have some enjoyment out of it. Because there's other games like that aren't like that for me, like CS:GO and stuff like that. Like I sometimes I just get too angry with it, or it just gets kind of like tedious for me to play, you know. I'm terrible at chess, but still learning. When did you build my PC? I upgraded my last PC to what I have now probably about 2-3 months ago, and then the PC I had before that I had 2 years. I had it for 2 years, and then I built that 2 years ago. So I mean, yeah, I found this. Yeah, so 2 years ago is when I built my first PC, I guess is the short answer to that question. Damn, on Reddit they said that the PC prices won't go back to normal, like ever. I don't think that's true. I think they will. At some point they will. Because you gotta understand that as every day goes by, more and more demand is being fulfilled. And I think that's something that, again, like the whole idea of scalping is predicated on the low supply of something and the high demand of it. And as every day passes, the supply is getting higher and the demand is getting lower. Just how the market is. It's how it always is. And so I think, what, 3 months? I think within 3 months, there's going to be enough availability if they just keep on hammering out these GPUs that enough people will have already gotten them, and that pricing is a little bit different. And I know there's legislation, like we already said, like there's legislation going forward to kind of help make sure that this stuff, that the semiconductors in general are more available. Oh, if you guys are Destiny fans, this is kind of how you cheese this little section. If you slide, you don't get reduced mobility. When a Grandmaster get beaten by a computer, yeah. I mean, the thing with computers, man, computers literally can do. When it comes to chess, computers can literally think of every single scenario, can process each and every single scenario that can happen 20 steps ahead of time. Whereas a person, I think, is fairly limited when it comes to how many steps you can really plan. You can plan ahead in a reasonable manner. I mean, computer basically has an infinite amount of steps. I mean, it's just going to take more computing time for it to understand all the different probabilities. But yeah, I would assume a computer is going to be able to outsmart someone at chess. Well, it's Reddit too. They might be capping. Again, I think, I mean, it's my opinion. Like, I'm gonna say that it's not fact that I think that GPUs are gonna come in stock in summer. Like, it's not a fact, but I mean, it's my, I would say, educated guess that things are gonna come in stock. Again, it's an opinion, and it's a thought, and it's a guess. But I mean, I could be wrong, they could be right, we could both be wrong, or I could be right and they could be wrong. Again, it's kind of whatever, man. But I honestly think, in my best opinion, I think that in 3 months, we're going to see better availability. Someone in the Discord bought a PS5 for 1.6K and a 3090 for 2.5K, and I'm like, okay, anyways. I mean, again, people got the money, man. If people got the money, they're gonna spend it, man. That's just kind of how it is. That's how it is. Oh man, oh, sorry. So Hungry Cube. It's probably the most soul-crushing thing when an 8-year-old chess player beats you when you've been playing for 30 years. Yeah, that's rough, man. Oh, that reminds me. Okay. So, so like another hobby of mine is kind of like, it's not really a hobby. I don't know what I'd call it, but like over time, I've kind of got like more and more interested in like the stock market and stuff like that, and just like investing and like finance in general. And like my YouTube feed is kind of full of that kind of stuff. Like I always kind of like, it's stuff that I watch in the background about like popular investors and stuff like that. Like what kind of stocks they're getting into and what kind of stuff they're looking at. And I was watching, like I literally bought a stock after a video today. Like I put $100 in, and I'm like, because it literally sounded. I might have just gotten just suckered and I just bought this guy's sales pitch. It really wasn't a sales pitch. But basically, there's this company called Palantir. It's sad that I don't know the name. It's just a really weird name. Palantir, I think is what it's called. But I know about what the company does more than the name. It's just a weird name. But basically, it's a software company. It's an AI software company, and their main product is a software solution that allows them to basically simulate companies. And what it does is, like, you can simulate an entire company and its actions and its what it does in terms of like its financial actions and stuff like that, and it can plan it out and like show them like alternate paths of things that can happen, like if something happens. So like it's literally predicting the future, like through probability. It's like all right, so if something like this happens, like this could happen, right? So they already have clients like BP who said that they've gotten like over $1 billion in revenue from these guys from just preventing like supply chain like disasters. And I thought that's like what it's mainly used for right now. It's just helping with supply chain shortages and stuff like that, and like how to best prevent stuff like that. And it's super cool, man. Like I watched like a whole like hour video just on this company. I watched like their investor meeting and stuff like that, dude. It's absolutely insane. It's probably one of the coolest things out there. So I was like, you know what? I threw $100 into it. It was like $23 a share. So I bought 4 shares of it. And I mean, like, I'm not the kind of person that's trying to like make a quick buck off of it. I'm probably gonna keep it in there for like years, and hopefully like, it grows up to be something big. But like again, I've looked at all the numbers on it. It has a lot of growth potential. I just think the technology is super cool. That like they're able to literally sit down and program things, and able to compute enough data to literally predict what the possibilities of things, like, and the likelihood of things to happen within like supply chains, and like what certain decisions a company can make like will affect them in the long run. Like, that's so cool. Like, you're literally predicting the future at that point. Like, it's super cool, man. So we'll get back on the PS5 thing, and they stored the PS5 in a garage and didn't even want to use it. Wow, that's crazy. You buy a PS5 and just not even going to use it and leave it in the garage. I was confused. Yeah, I'd probably just sell it at that point, man. It's crazy. Absolutely insane. Alright. We're launching a new one. Alright. Oh, we start halfway through. Let's go. Well. Okay. Ooh, buddy. Alright, you better run. Okay, got that. Let's go. Suck it. All those guys. Okay. Dope. One of the great thing about Warlocks, dude, honestly, their movement speed is super fast compared to every other class. Their jumps make them move at light speed. We got one more week. Oh shoot! I'll read your chat here in a second, Elena. Just gotta finesse some of these guys real quick. Okay. Got one more week of testing and then spring break and then sleep. Your spring break is pretty early then. Wow. See, our spring break isn't till the end of March. Or so like I think the 28th is when our spring break is. So it's gonna be pretty late. Okay. Right. I think I'm gonna change the child of stream after this because a little bit misleading when people get in here. Or people get in here later. This guy's stun locked? How do you stun lock this guy? You hit those crits? Okay. Cool. Oh shoot. Alright, someone put down their well, please. You got time bubble or something? Nope, hammers. Same thing. Got him. Another shadow price. I do not need these things, dude. Bottomless, grief, disruption, break. Not great. Alright, I'm gonna change the stream title real quick. So we're not doing the discussion right now. Alright, let's change this real quick. Edit. Alright, dope. So Maxverse Technologies is not a scam. No, they're not a scam. I mean the build quality, I can give you like a short little review. I mean, you get what you pay for. Like that's about it. Like the one thing I don't like, so they list everything on the website. So like you're getting exactly what you pay for, but you're not getting anything more and you're not getting anything less. All right. So they say that you don't get a Windows 10 key, like the version of Windows that you get with their PCs aren't activated. So you're gonna have to buy your own Windows key in order to like change like the background or something like that, which is kind of rough since like for most OEMs you would expect them to at least give you the option of having a pre-installed Windows key. This is like something that people usually don't want to mess with, considering that if you like look on the market, it's like $100 for a Windows key. But I mean, again, they list on the site. They literally say that like, yeah, you don't get an activated version of Windows, but it still works. Like, I mean, Windows still works like normal. You just get like a little watermark at the bottom of it, and you can't change the background and stuff like that. But yeah, you literally get literally get everything that they tell you that you're getting. Like they don't lead you off at all. So just make sure that you look at what you're buying and make sure that you fully understand what you're getting, and you'll get exactly what you get, man. Like they're pretty close to that. Like I don't really have too many gripes with them. Like the system performance like is exactly what you would expect. I mean, there's some things that aren't optimal with the Griffin, like just the fan orientation, stuff like that, but that's, again, it's nothing large. I mean, considering that the system itself doesn't really require a whole lot of power, the fans, like, they could literally go without fans and it'd probably still be fine since they're using an RX 560 that doesn't even have a PCIe power plug in it, so that's not drawing any extra power. It's just, like, again, you get exactly what you buy from those guys. So just make sure you understand fully what it's in telling you you're getting, and you get that. So yeah, Mine's start March 15. Let's hope we don't get another lockdown like what happened last spring break. Or spring break. Yeah, so that's basically what happened to us too. I think it was like... I think we had spring break. Or... No. I got done. Like, we got done with, like, the first week of school. Or... We were leading up to the week of spring break. So, like, I just got finished. I think it was like a Thursday. And, something like that. And then DeWine was on, and he said, yeah, we're gonna push back school for like a couple weeks. So we had spring break, and then we had like a couple weeks after that, and then during like the second week of those 3 weeks that we had off, they called off school. And then they said, yeah, we're not doing anything for the rest of the year. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna hop off now. It's quite late here. Have a nice evening. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by, James. I know you're in England, so really appreciate you coming out here when it's so late, man. So yeah, thanks. Alright. Shoot me. Let me get my lightning. Come on. There you go. Okay. Okay. Alright, one of you guys needs to stay in that thing. Please don't both come out. Ugh, dude. You guys are morons. Have you ever used a membrane keyboard? Talking to, yeah, I mean, I've got a couple of them. They're not great. Feel really mushy, but I mean, to a lot of people, it probably doesn't matter too much. Like mechanicals just feel like, I mean, they're mechanicals. They feel clicky, a little bit more responsive. But again, the only real difference between mechanicals most of the time is just the feel. I mean, some people argue that it's response time and stuff like that, but again, it's fractions of milliseconds. So, it's if you're super competitive, then it might mean something. But if you're just like a normal person, like you're not gonna have a competitive advantage against someone if you're playing on a mechanical keyboard versus a normal keyboard. Again, it's mostly for feel. Yes, an RMG said the worst experience with that. I need a new keyboard. Any recommendations? If you want a mechanical keyboard, the one that I have is a Techwear Phantom. It's a Techwear Phantom. You can get them off Amazon. I got the brown switches, which probably weren't the best idea because apparently those are more clicky than other ones. I wanted to get the least clicky ones. I thought the browns were like that, like the most quiet, but they're not. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good keyboard. It's like $50 for. It's a 10 keyless one, so it doesn't have a number pad or anything like that. but it has everything else with it, so it's fairly decent. I'd recommend to most people. Okay. If on a budget, then the Red Dragon one's good. They got some very, very good bundles for $50 USD. Yeah, I heard the Red Dragon ones aren't bad. But if you're really like customization freak and you wanna like pick the colors, the Red Dragon ones only come in red, like LEDs. But the TechWare one, it's full RGB, and it's got a bunch of different preset modes on it that you can change, and then you can install the software to have custom ones, custom like key colors. So it's not bad. I should honestly make just that. I should probably put the links to all that in the description. I mean, the other thing I don't know. I'll probably work on all that this summer, considering that the summer is probably going to be where I'm planning to grow the channel as much as possible. But I want to try to sign up for a Amazon affiliate link, so that like when like if I make like part picker lists and stuff like that, or if I put like my setup and stuff like that, and like my description and stuff like that, I can get a kickback for people who like maybe buy through those links and stuff like that. But yeah, but I need to sign up for that just because it's a little bit extra money on the side that I desperately need for college. I'm at the point right now where I'm like, yeah, I'm not spending any money on like anything crazy now. Like, I'm not buying any more computer stuff just because like I need to save for college. It's rough out here. No, the scholarships mean everything, dude. Mean absolutely everything. You think people who build $3,000 plus systems are wasting money when $800? No, they're not wasting money. I mean, again, like if they're spending $3,000, that means that they have $300,000 to spend. I mean, you're not as price efficient when it comes to performance the higher end you get, just because like at a certain level you get like diminishing returns for how much money you spend. But I mean, it's two scenarios. Like, if you need it, like, if you're, like, a professional and you need that level of a system, because people will justly spend thousands and thousands of dollars on systems because they need it for their workload, then, honestly, that's not a waste. But, I mean, and also, if you have the money for it and it's something that you want to do, I don't really think that's a waste. That's something that people want. But if you're someone who's strapped for money but are like, yeah, a $3,000 gaming PC sounds fine, then I would probably say you're an idiot, and that you should probably spend your money on like a $500 system, and you shouldn't be gaming if you're really that strapped for money and you need a system like that. Like, you should probably just start grinding a little bit more at the ye old job, or get another job if you really want to pay for that, or start like a side hustle or something like that. I mean, kind of the old cookie cutter self-help memo, but it works, you know. Everybody's gotta grind. Life's like Destiny, man. You gotta grind. You gotta grind for the loot. Or some 200 FPS. Yeah, just for gaming. Like, just for gaming, again, I don't know. If they want to play at 5K or 4, what the hell just happened there? If they want to play at 4K, then I don't know, 3,000's pretty reasonable for that price point. What keyboard do you use? What's your favorite switches? I don't have a favorite. This is a question I get all the time. I mean, this dude literally asked that. Cube did. If you want to know my keyboard, it's a TechWare Phantom. You can go on Amazon. I literally bought it off Amazon because it was a mechanical keyboard and it had colors. That's literally the only reason that I bought it. I'm not a keyboard snob. I mean, I type a bit. Like, I type papers and stuff like that. But honestly, I don't have a crazy huge preference when it comes to different keyboards and stuff like that. I say, like, browns are fine. Like, they're kind of loud. That's what I have right now, so you can kind of hear them. But when it comes down to it, I think that blues are like the loudest, and then reds are kind of like a little bit lower than browns. I don't know 100% how the whole different keys work. Again, I'm not a huge snob. I'll probably look for somebody else for a recommendation. I think Lena might know what she's talking about when it comes to keyboards for recommendations, because I'm not that big of a snob. You know who Mama Max is? I do not know who Mama Max is. What's my CSGO rank? My CSGO rank, I'm a silver 3, I think. I don't play a whole lot because I get mad. I get really mad. But yeah, I'm a silver 3. not too high ranked on that game. And I was gonna play it on stream today, but it's not the best game to stream and talk to chat with, because it's like you're either in the game or you're not. Like you gotta be sitting there communicating with your team and stuff like that. And there's not a whole lot of breaks. Like there's like the buy phases and stuff like that where you can talk to chat, but like this game, it's pretty casual. Like I just gotta aim and shoot stuff, and then I can pretty much just look over whenever I want. It's not a too intense game, and what we're doing is pretty much it's pretty much the same thing over and over again, and not really too worried about. Okay, well, that just killed me for whatever reason. Lol, imagine communicating with your team. Yeah. So you say silver like you are surprised. Well, I guess you probably haven't seen me play too many competitive games. I'm not great at shooter games, especially like CS:GO. CS:GO is like okay. I'm okay at that when it comes to tactical shooters. But I'm better at mobility shooters. That's just kind of that's why I like Apex. Apex is fun because you're sliding around and shooting stuff. It's not really relying on aim a whole lot. That's why I like Apex. And then this game, it's all about that too. I mean, it's about aim too, because like if you don't hit your shots, you're toast. But like it's a lot about how you move and kind of control territory and stuff like that. CS:GO is very technical. I mean, I'm not too great at it, but I still think it's a fun game in all respects. I'm joking. I'm pretty mediocre at CS:GO too. Oh, I'm pretty. You're like, oh yeah, I'm pretty mediocre at CS:GO. Well, you're like Guardian, right? Or I don't even know what the ranks are. Isn't how's it go? It goes silver, gold, nova, and it doesn't go Guardian or something like that, and then global, and then global elite, right? There are different types of switches, so possibilities are endless. Got it. Huh. You ever play a Just Cause game? I did. I played Just Cause 2 or 3. I played one of those games over my buddy's house in middle school on his Xbox 360. We used to play that a good bit just because like you could. It was kind of like GTA. It was kind of like a different version of GTA. Like you can just have like a free roam city, and you could like hop in like planes and stuff like that. I think we like we flew around like jetliners, and we would like try to do like cool tricks with them, but we'd always end up crashing them in like the buildings and stuff like that. It was a fun game though. It was that game, and then we also played. We didn't play a whole lot of zombies, but we played Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare Survival. It was like MW3 Survival. It was super fun. It was like a special ops agent, and then like you're like in an area, and there's like a bunch of these like other guys who like come after you, and they've got like guns and stuff like that, and then you earn money. It's kind of similar to zombies, honestly, but they got guns, and they'll basically just come at you, and you gotta basically like keep on upgrading your equipment as you go on, and like buy different guns, and you gotta keep on buying ammo and stuff like that as you go. And there's like juggernauts that would like spawn in like every like couple rounds. You gotta kill them. It was fun, man. Like waves against boss, yeah, that's what it was. It was a fun game mode. I wish they would kind of come back with that. I mean, zombies is cool. I think zombies is a lot of fun, but I think that survival game mode was a lot of fun too. I mean, it was a lot like Firefight from Halo, if you ever played that. Except it wasn't like it never ended. Like the Warzone Firefight has an end round, I guess, and so do most of the Halo games. But there, with the Modern Warfare one, it was basically however many ways you could get through. The one cool one, but like you weren't restricted, like, because with zombies, like you were restricted with where you can go. You can go anywhere on the map with that one. It's just like guys would just keep on constantly spawning. You just had to kill all of them, and there'd be like score streaks and stuff like that that you could purchase like that too. It was a super fun one. Got linear, tactile, and clicky. Got it. I'd say linear. Does that mean it's quieter? It means it goes up and down, right? Linear means it's more like that. And then brands in each make their own unique switches, so even though it could be two blue switches, mechanical keyboard from different companies, they kind of feel a bit different depending. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I type a lot, but like I don't really kind of get into that stuff a whole lot. I don't know. I just don't find it as I probably could if I wanted to. I just don't find it as interesting as like computer hardware itself. Like I'm one of those people that's like, as long as it does the job, man, I'm good with it. Like, oh, it says mechanical on it. That's good, all right? That's what the gamers use, is the mechanical. So, that's kind of the thought process I went through buying this keyboard. Is StarCraft a good game? I've had a couple people that I know play it. I just never really got in. I never bought it actually. I don't know if it's any good or not. What are like the main mechanics of the game? Like is it just like a battle royale, or is it like I mean, from what I've seen, it's kind of like a mix of like a battle royale and like Rust is what it looks like to me. I don't know. Open says me. Yeah, for the longest time when I was like a little kid, I thought it was open like sesame, like the seed, you know, like sesame buns, like sesame seeds. That's what I thought it was. I didn't think it was says me. I thought it was sesame. I put two and two together like a while ago. It's like, I feel dumb. Oh, and it was just like a weird thing. I always thought that I thought it was background, not background. You know, so it's spelled BACKGROUND. I thought it was BACKROUND. So like background. I don't know, man. It was weird. I was like borderline dyslexic in first grade. I'm sure you guys heard that story. I think Leanna probably heard that story on stream. But yeah, I was like borderline dyslexic because I was lazy. That was the main reason. I was lazy. I didn't want to put in the work to learn how to make a 7 the right way. I was like, it's a 7. Doesn't matter which way it faces. All right. Do you have to do quests and find loot? No, you have to do quests, find loot, and then extract. Okay. You do quests, find loot, and then extract, huh? So like, do you keep the loot when you go in from game to game? So like, when you extract with loot, do you like go into the like another game with that loot on? Is that kind of like the dynamic of it? And then when people kill you, they can take that loot that like you saved. Assuming. Junkie, can you be my relationship expert? I mean, sure. I'm dead. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself an expert on anything, but I can give opinions, my man. I can give opinions and ideas. Yeah, you get a stash. Nah, man, I like the clean look. I think the clean looks better. Oh no, you get a stash. Okay, never mind. I got confused there. You get a stash. Oh, we're still talking about Tarkov. I thought you were talking about like a mustache. I'm like, nah. I got buddies who like, yeah. I don't know why they think it looks good. Like, I don't tell it to their faces, but I'm like, dude, my mustache is like having a beard it looks lazy. Like, unless you like will trim it constantly, it looks weird if you if you, or it just looks like you're lazy, you know. Like I get like a mustache because like you kind of keep it together to a certain degree. But I don't know. My friend, okay, so a girl, it's pretty much my friend. One day after track, they said, "Hey, this one girl looking at you, and she did last practice too." Brushed it off and said, "Cool." Okay. You're here too. Oh yeah, I forgot. Lana Knights is of the opposing gender, so she might be able to give you a little bit more accurate information. I'll give it. Later that day, I DM'd Hannah on IG saying, "Hey, I'm looking forward for something, and I think you know what it is." I haven't emailed out, and she gave me her email for school, and I said, "Cool." She had me on a red, and today, a few hours ago, her best friend. I'm trying to read this, man. Okay. Why? Your friend and. I'd say she probably doesn't like you, or playing hard to get. I don't know. I can't act like I know what's going on here. She said she doesn't have a number, and she gave you her school email. That seems like a dodge to me, man. That seems like a massive dodge. That legit literally looks like a sidestep to me. It's like, yeah, nah, I'm not giving you my number. That's literally what that sounds like to me, my man. She said, then her friend was like, "Let's get the ball." I was confused and asked her myself. Isn't looking right now. Okay, I'm trying to read this shit. You said, can you elaborate? Her friend isn't looking now. After the live ended, thought it was strange she didn't answer herself. After this, a few minutes go by to the following. Hey, I don't know where you heard that from, but but keep in mind, do anything weird in life. Show me about her number. Okay. I mean, probably just say no, man. I probably just wouldn't go past that. I mean, again, I probably would say like, I'm gonna give you the real blanket answer. Like, if you're not friends with her, and like you never really talk to her a whole lot, then I don't really think it's like you should make it a point to try to like pursue that, because it's like, I don't know. From all intents and purposes, it does not seem like she's into you. But I don't know. I it's kind of hard to understand what you're saying. Like, I guess through. I mean, I understand the gist of it, but I don't know like what the because you're saying there was a lot of weird, like they were acting weird. I don't know what that means. You know, like it can be interpreted a lot of different ways. I'm a pretty literal person. So if someone said that to me, I'd just be like, okay, I'm done. Like, there's no reason for me to keep on talking to you after that. It's just like, I mean, not in like a mean way, but it's just like, if you said like, okay, you're not, she literally said to you that she doesn't like you that way, then I'd take that as a pretty solid goddamn hint that she's like, yeah, no. So I wouldn't, like, even if your friends are saying that, I'd probably just say no. And if she was honestly interested in you, then she probably would have asked you herself, because you already made it. It's like, honestly, you already made the first move, I guess, and she's either I don't know, weirdo for like thinking that you keep on pushing it. I don't know, dude. I don't know. $20 every 5 minutes. No, I wouldn't even consider this advice, my man. This is just like shots in the dark. I don't know. You gotta. It's hard because reading people, because reading people's a hard thing to do, man. It's a super hard thing to do, and it's based off of every person. Like, you usually can't get a good read on a person until you know them for a while. You gotta understand people's mannerisms and like how they talk to people. Everybody's kind of got a different way of communicating and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know this person, so I couldn't tell you. So I don't know. I guess. I mean, again, I'll probably just leave it at this. If you don't know her that well, or you don't know much about her, and you don't really see like a whole, like if you just want to, because I know like in high school especially, like having a relationship I guess is more like a status symbol than like really like sometimes like something that you're actually interested in. I get that dynamic, but like I don't know. It's kind of up to you, my man. Like I'm not gonna tell you exactly what to do or not. It's kind of do what you think is best. But from my perspective, I'd probably just say leave it at what it is right now. See if anything happens later. I mean, it's always I think it's always more harmful to kind of go into things without thinking first and just kind of letting things play out. Like I'm more methodical in that kind of sense. Like I was just kind of I was just kind of a person that lets things play out to make sure like I don't make mistakes in the long run, you know. He sent me the essay and I was trying to read it, but I explained it to him. Okay, yeah, probably should get something from Lana here. As a member of the opposite gender, I feel like you're gonna have a little bit better insight on this issue. Papeo here is what, fourth wheel in here. I consider myself no, never mind. I don't know, Papeo's just here for the fun. It's on Reddit too. Why is it on Reddit? Why would you do that? Are you okay? That's another problem, man. You're asking people on Reddit for advice. Asking me for advice, God, like you're supposed to ask your friends. I mean, like you're in real life friends, you know. Like I'm, for all you know, I'm just a dude I'm just a computer that's I'm just an AI that's broadcasting that's under the name Hardware Junkie. That this is all just fake. It's just a procedurally generated live stream in a person. Some really high tech shit from NVIDIA, you know. The whole 4-ass viewers watching. Dude, people will troll you on Reddit. Yeah, dude, Reddit is not. I mean, okay, it was helpful with me trying to figure out recyclable bar, but like the only thing I'll ever use Reddit for is for tech help, and even then I'm taking it very sparingly. There's a very certain breed that lives on Reddit, dude. A very certain breed. Samurai Pro, hello Samurai, and welcome to this very odd relationship advice session live stream that we are doing with Rotated Gaming here and Lena Knights. Trying to decipher what it is that happens in the female mind. Okay, well, so like on Reddit, that's how my friend and his. That's kind of cringe. That's kind of cringe. Because of the advice, that's honestly super cringe. I'm just gonna say that out loud. It's cringe. Because of the advice. Damn, dude. I don't know, man. Honestly, I always feel like your gut's a pretty powerful thing, man. I wouldn't act on instinct, but I would I'd let it marinate, you know? Sleep on it a day or two. I mean, it's not like it's going to affect you for the rest of your life, so I guess it's really not a big deal if you make a mistake, you know? Again, it's not like, just, I guess just don't be a dick, I guess is a good rule of thumb, you know? Lena, I'm gonna assume that is a misspelled word. I do not know what deprestated. Is that like a conjunction? I'm dying of laughter. I can't today. It's just cringe. You dying laughing at the cringe, Lena? That's funny. That's super funny. See, that's the other thing. Cringe comedy, man, it always gets to you. Like, it's just, I wish that there was just movies of just cringe. That's the entire movie. It's just like, it's just really bad stuff happening to people. And it's like, it's just really bad decisions. I feel like those movies would be so good. Like, you got like slapstick comedy movies where it's just like dumb jokes, where it's like Beavis and Butthead. And you got like, I don't know. You got like The Big Bang Theory, where it's like the stupid sitcom, like Smart Guy stuff, and then you got the cringe humor shows, right? You just got people just doing really cringy shit the entire time. Went from tech questions to relationship advice. I love it. And man, I'm a man of all trades, you know. Man of all trades. You gotta diversify yourself here in this market. You know, I at some point, dude, I might just switch over to relationship advice. Can't have all my eggs in one basket, and sometimes, you know, tech just doesn't do it. You just gotta, you know, I might be the I'll just go under the alias Dr. Love, and we'll just go on Twitch and give stupid relationship advice to stupid Twitch streamers. I think that would be a pretty funny segment, honestly, dude. If someone had the talent for that, and it was just there's a guy who just talks shit the whole time about Twitch relationships, dude, that would be so funny. That would be like the one Twitch streamer that I would constantly go on to watch, man. That'd be so funny. Damn, I was about to have a GF, but we both like it. You're still friends. Hey, that's always good. Honestly, I feel that's a better scenario, man. Get a good friend out of it. It's always nice to have more friends. Got more people you know. You know, that's another vital thing, you guys, that people gotta learn in life. It's not, a lot of times it's not about what you know, but it's about who you know. You know. It's I don't know, it's a dumb thing for a lot of people like to hear, but it's like, I guess the basis of that is like, if you know people, a lot of times like you can do pretty well in life. I always usually make it a point to never burn bridges. Like I've never really had a bad, like, I'm gonna knock on wood here, but I never really got to a point where like I've had a falling out with someone. I never really got to that. It usually just like like I always have friends, like I would still talk to them, but it's like sometimes like you just don't have the same classes together, or you just like don't see as much like each other as much, and you just kind of, relationship fizzles out a bit, you know. And it always happens. Like, it's not anything bad, but like I always kind of like try to leave stuff open, because like you never know what's gonna happen later on in life. Like, if that person is gonna be like someone who's like really influential, or just like, you know, maybe someone owes you like a solid, and you like yeah, I don't know. It's always nice to know more people and have good relationships with people, than to always like kind of be in sort of drama with them. Cause it's never good for your outlook on life, because then eventually you'll get a reputation of like someone who always kind of starts stuff. My English, like the best thing. Ask Pokemon. Oh my! I left for the love guru. Yeah, that'd be funny, man. That'd be super funny. That'd be a good Twitch segment. I'll let it for a second and come back to relationship advice. Hey man, dude, things change all the time. That's a crazy Twitch stream we got on going here. We keep the ball rolling. All right. Never a dull moment. Hey, but we are still doing the same strike over again, so the one thing has not changed. We are still doing the exact same content over and over again, because that's all Destiny is. You're just playing for all the good loot. So, Elena, we still have not gotten your opinion on any of this. What do you think Rotated should do within this situation? What is your expert advice? Okay. No, it'd be tech / relationship. It'd be like, you know, you can pick either or. I'm good at both. We can make that a segment, man. That'd be super funny. No, you know what it's gotta be? It's literally gotta be a. So someone's gotta do this. I think this is honestly a golden idea. Literally a dude who streams on Twitch who has never had any sort of like significant relationship in his life, and he just goes on Twitch and he like gets in like Discord calls with people like just like for like the jokes, and just start talking like shit about like their relationships or something like that, dude, and just be like talking about it. Just be, I think it'd be a hilarious segment. Because there's so much drama that goes on with Twitch with, like, I remember, like, the whole thing with, like, Call Me Carson and that one girl, and, like, Fitz, shagged her. That's a really weird term, but, like, yeah. Basically, Fitz was a good friend of Call Me Carson, and was like, yeah, he's like, I banged his girlfriend. And, I thought that was kind of funny, honestly. Call Me Carson had that funny crying meme. I mean, it probably wasn't funny for Call Me Carson, but I think for the internet, it was a pretty good belly laugh. That's legit what her best friend said on live after she asked. She's like, let's start the ball rolling. Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess that's a pretty widely used term, but yeah. God, we're making connections here, man. There's always I don't know where I'm going with that. Well, the fact that she gave him the school email and said that she doesn't have the mass. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, it's the goddamn 21st century. Who doesn't have a phone number? Like, at least give them your house phone number, common courtesy. Like, geez, man. Like, I mean, at least your mom could pick up for you. Damn. Gotta leave him with a school email address. Someone has said something about me because okay. Davey have once returned. Where's Davey? Oh, hey Davey. You came back at the best time in the live stream, man. Rotated is having some relationship crises, or I don't know what you want to call it. Dude, I'm not getting a goddamn exotic this entire run. We're not ending the stream until I get exotics, alright? We are not ending the stream tonight until I get exotics for this character. Because I've literally only gotten... I ran this like 100 times, man. And I've got like 10. 10 exotics. It is awful drop rates. I'm done with this game, man. Jesus. I know she has a phone. I've seen it, Lamau. Yeah, it's a rough, man. Yeah, well, isn't that also a red flag that you were messaging her on IG, which was probably on her phone, and she said that she didn't have a phone number? Like, I literally text her back. I'm like, why you can't... actually, I probably wouldn't say that to her, but, like, it'd be kind of funny. It was like, nothing. Nah, I wouldn't even say it. Just finished my 5th GTA run. Legit dead inside at this point. Dude, I haven't even gotten through the campaign of GTA once. I got like 3/4 through, and I was just like, at this point, I'm like, dude, this is so goddamn long. I don't care about Franklin. I don't care about the Michael, Trevor. Like, I don't care about those guys. I mean, Trevor's kind of funny. I think that was like the only funny thing. Like Trevor, the absolute psychopath was kind of funny. But other than that, like it was just kind of a. Like, it was good in the first half, and then it was just like, all these heists and stuff like that. I just got kind of bored from it. But it's fun, driving around. That's kind of what I use GTA for, like, most of the time, which is, like, driving around. You said not ending the stream. Yeah, until I get an exotic, all right? I got to get some exotics here. I'm going to say 2. Until I get 2 exotics, I am not ending the stream. We might be up till 12 tonight, guys. I am committed. Destiny 2, shooting enemies for 10 minutes, each sitting through the garbage that they drop until you get a good thing, and then rush the dopamine. You do get it. Yep. That's basically Destiny, guys. It is basically wading through shit until you get something that's not as shit as everything else, and then you feel good about it, and then you use it for a little bit, and then you realize it's not as good as you thought it was. The time was 10 hours. Dude, 10 hours? Jesus Christ, man. 10 hours? Through the whole GTA campaign? That's crazy. It's like a 40-hour campaign, dude. Dang, guy. That's a good run. Or to the game and check out your DMs. Okay, Lena, please enlighten the chat, because this is Rotated brought this up, so I feel like we have the right to hear your resolution to this. You know, like I'm curious at this point, Lena. Yeah. What are these? Wells of lights, right? My ass is starting to hurt, man. I've seen people do it in 6 hours. I can't do what they do. They legit move like they're scripted into the game. Like, looking at, dude. Yeah, that's literally speed running. Have you guys ever seen the speed run of Mr. Krabs overdoses on ketamine? It's a fantastic speed running game, man. I wonder if it costs money. Dude, that's such a funny game. You're literally Mr. Krabs, and you run around, and you gotta use ketamine to like speed you up, but you also gotta like deliver it to people. It's super fun. Yeah, don't leave us on a cliffhanger. Yeah, come on. I gotta get the resolution to this story arc that's going on here. Ugh. Why was that not stunning? I can never understand this game, man. It's so random. It's so broken, yet so fun. Alright, we go down in the bunker, and then we shoot stuff. And then we move on, and we shoot some more stuff, and then we get our loot. And then we don't get exotics, then we have to run this track again. So that's basically the entire Destiny 2 gameplay loop. I wish there was a Gallahorn in here, like one really good weapon that can drop randomly. So it's like, I don't know, it's actually kind of fun. Okay, thanks, man. Gotta love the teammates. Gotta love the teammates. Considering that I've been on my laptop for 10 hours straight with small bathroom breaks and something to eat, I have no doubt my parents are 100% proud of me. Hey, man, if I was your parent, I'd be really proud of you. I'd be like, you know what, son? Good job. 10 hours GTA. That's a good afternoon. Dude, get out of my face. I honestly wonder how many cumulative hours I have on Destiny. I've got a little bit over 1,000 hours on PC. I think I've got around 2,000 hours on Destiny 2 on my Xbox. 2,000 or 3,000 hours. So I probably got about a cumulative of 4,000 hours on this game. And then Destiny, I think Destiny 1, I had 3,000 hours on it. But that's over a course of 7 years. So, I mean, that's a lot of time. And this has been my main game, but, yeah. Rotated doesn't know how to respond. I'm back. Okay, Lena, what did you tell him? You left us on the cliffhanger. We still have no idea what happened. Basically, Rotated is like maybe like in the very weird, very odd, very confusing problem. He's confusing me. I'm not really confirming anything. Oh, okay. So he's just confusing. He's just confusing in general is what I'm getting from this. You know what, Rotated? I heard some really good advice somewhere that when you think a girl likes you, you just send her a dick pic out of nowhere. Dude, they love that. Honestly, dude, it is the ultimate. It is the ultimate. I'm back. Technically never left. Dude, you missed out on some fun stuff, WWG. What is he saying? Guys, I'm telling you, it is proven. Okay, no, I'm seriously joking, but guys. 209. Yeah, that would make sense. 200. You literally added all that up. Wow. I mean, that was a rough estimate, but Jesus, dude, 291 days. That's rough. But hey, that's 291 days of enjoyment. So I think I look at that as a net positive. I don't look at that as 291 days wasted. I look at that as 291 days thoroughly enjoyed. All right. I think that's how people got to look at it. Hey, what's going on, Cosmonaut Racing League? This is gonna be a fun stream to get in. We're having some. Hopefully, it's not that weird now on, but we've been having some weird stuff going on, Cosmonaut. That for a first time on the stream might be kind of weird. We're doing relationship advice with tech, and I think it's honestly a pretty good combo. I think this is gonna actually be the new direction of the channel is relationship advice. We're gonna be basically just doing we're gonna be doing analysis of Twitch relationships and kind of just talking about like the nuances and subtle dynamics of it, and then we're also gonna be talking about cool graphics cards. KD ratio works much better. For what? KD ratio works much better for what? You send her the KD ratio? Is that like a flex that you send girls, right? You send them the KD ratio and they're like, oh shit, kid's fucking insane, and they should go out with him. Dude, if you got above a 2, like you must get so much pussy. It's Lena. Hey, it's me, Satan. Who's Satan? Lena, is this one of your friends? I only like games that you can speedrun. Otherwise, it gets that is not the way to look at games, dude. I feel like speedrunning is a certain breed of people that like are super good at games, and I understand like the enjoyability out of it, but only liking games that you can speedrun is not a healthy mindset to go into. I think games are very enjoyable when you take them, like you get to look through the entire story, and you kind of like get to like figure out like the lore of like the world, you know? Like that's the fun part about the game, not just like beating it because you get the achieved thing on it, or I don't know what kind of dopamine hits you like, but my dopamine hits is learning a pretty cool story while playing some games and earning some loot when I'm at it for 2 hours and I can't get anything. Send the kid. Yeah, I said Kate. Yeah, not kid. KD. I said KD ratio. I'm not going crazy here. I didn't say kid. Did I? Am I losing it? I mean, yes. Finish the game through cutscenes and stuff. And then I speedrun through. Oh, I guess that makes a little bit more sense. So I'm guessing you're a Dark Souls guy then, huh? I know Dark Souls speedruns are pretty popular. Pretty popular. Oh, Sintan, I think Sintan sent me a friend request. Right? Ooh. Dude, oh my god. I have not gotten exotic this entire... How long have we been streaming, man? It's been like a solid hour. It's been a solid hour since I've been doing these runs, and I've yet to get a single exotic. I can get powerful engrams, but I can't get an exotic. I just want a good roll on Geomags. I just want a good, decent roll on Geomag stabilizers. Is that too much to ask, Bungie? Too much to ask. Oh, man. I'm gonna unplug this. I'm gonna rip out this goddamn cord. Ah, my ass still hurts, dude. Jesus. 2 hours stream is nice. We usually go for okay, we don't usually, but most of the time we usually went for 8 hours. Or not 8. Sorry, we went for 3 hours. It was the usual back in the day. Tonight we started early, so I mean I'm probably gonna end up going till like 10 o'clock. I mean if chat's still bumping, but as of right now, we're just chilling, trying to get some okay loot while you guys watch me have a mental breakdown playing this game. So, kind of fun. Everybody likes to watch the car crashes, so that's a really weird reference. I don't know why. I don't know why I said that. So, Lena, you still have not given us a clear response to what you said to Rotated in terms of what he should do. I'm going to be pressuring you for that, because I already gave my opinion. I want to see what yours is. Okay, well, Lena, the whole thing is that Rotated is not the kind of person to make up his mind. He wants other people to do it for him. That's why he went on Reddit. So it's basically up to us as a conglomerate to make all of his decisions for him. So. All right. Come in, Spaceballs. Let me, it's a big bouncy Spaceball. Okay, Dave, you gotta go with the cynical route. God damn. Kind of hypercritical of me when I have a girl. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, Rotated's in high school, man. I feel like there's not a whole lot of really terrible mistakes you can make when it comes to this. It's just like, I don't know, a girl might hate you for a while, and I'm like, that's not that bad of a scenario. Just choked my own spit. Don't you hate when that happens? When you inhale right when you're trying to swallow some spit, it gets down the ye old windpipe. I just explained it kind of. Got to like scroll back a little. Oh, okay. So you're still just saying. So you're still basically just telling nothing. Is what you're saying to me. Just advice from Thus Lord Davey. Yep. Is that gonna be the is that really the new the stream description is gonna be just what should the stream description be? I always kind of like it'd be kind of something funny because it really doesn't matter when it comes to live streams because people don't look at the stream description, but we should make it what Davey, i.e. Lord and Savior, and then Lena, relationship advice master. We should just like put roles of people, like we can just put like Davey and then colon and then like that, and then Rotated we can put like can't make up his mind about anything, so just tell him what to do. I don't know what we would do for WWG. I guess start profiling people in our description. I think that's the move to help like basically classify each of the members in our live stream chat. What happened with Lena and Oceanic? Nothing really. Oceanic is basically just kind of being cringe with a girl, and he asked me for relationship advice, and he's also asking Lena since she kind of probably has a better idea about that whole kind of thing since she is a female, correct? So. And basically, we have not come up with anything helpful. Just I've just kind of laughed at our Oceanic and just said you're kind of indecisive and you should just kind of let it go. And then Lena is just confused. So that's where we're at right now. I think that's honestly a pretty accurate summary of the events that have preceded. But I don't know if one of you guys have a better way to put it. Please enlighten WWG. No, I told him, I said that the reason why she... okay, I gotta read this. No, I told him, I said that the reason why she liked you, well, used to like you, is because of a particular someone. That doesn't make it, okay, that is so confusing. So, okay, let's sum this down and take out the stuff that's not needed in that sentence and say, she doesn't like you. That's what we're getting to right here. So this is kind of an open and shut case, right? Where it's not going to go anywhere, correct? Am I... when I was in 7th grade type relationship, hey man, 7th grade relationships are the funniest. It's the funniest thing, because like you never like see each other. It's just like something that happens at school, and like you're so goddamn awkward around each other. It's like, I remember like it was so weird. Like you feel compelled to like have to do nice things with the person, because it's like what you're supposed to, I guess, do, or like what you're like what you think you're supposed to do. So like, I don't know, like I just got her like fucking like chocolates and shit, and it was so cringe, because like all of her friends would be there, and it was like, I don't know, man. You can see like it was like a sweaty 7th grader coming up to this other like 7th grade girl, and just giving her chocolate with no words. It was like she liked Milky Way bars, right? So I literally went up, gave her a fucking Milky Way bar, being this really sweaty 7th grade kid, and then just walking away. No words. It was just pure awkwardness, and I think it's honestly hilarious. It was super funny. Like, looking back on it now, I'm like, if I had to watch that on a movie, I think I would literally be in tears laughing at how cringe those situations are. And I think I'd honestly pay, like, if there were cameras at middle schools that constantly monitored middle schoolers and like their interactions, I think that would honestly do better than most mainstream television, because the cringe levels would be so high that I think that the entertainment value would be astronomical for most people, and it would be super funny. Honestly, like, I'm giving super good business ideas this entire stream. I don't know why nobody is writing this down. This sure reminds me of when I was in 7th. You do be shooting the pillar. Alright, I'm gonna leave now, get pizza, hopefully still you're alive. Okay, alright, man. See you later, Papayo. Rotated can't respond to DMs, Lamau. Oh, damn, I used to live next to the person I was talking about. We used to hang out all the time. Ah, cool. The bye peoples. Yeah, see you, Papayo. Dude, I swear, if this one does not give me anxiety, I'm gonna be like, dude, this run is absolutely cursed. Maybe I should just never stream whenever I want to play this game if I actually want to get some decent loot. Help me kill this guy before you leave, Snapper. Jesus. I was gonna go buy a Euro Truck Sim 2, and I ended up here and legit forgot BRB. Alright. Yeah, thanks for the help, Snapper. Jesus. Make Warlocks look bad. Ugh. Something I've noticed, man, I don't understand how people talk for so long. Like, people who do talk shows every single day, dude. Like, my voice, it noticeably hurts in the morning, man. Like, when I get up in the morning after one of these streams, after being on for 3 hours and constantly talking, man, and like sometimes I won't drink water, and my throat is absolutely done. It is gone. Like, it hurts to, like, you know, sometimes when you're sick and it's super sore and it's kind of raw. That's what it feels like, dude. It's not a fun experience. Lena, but basically Rotated recently got out of a relationship, and I think I have no idea what they are. Let's say complicated, and like, because of girls have been showing interest in it, but that Lena, I'm not gonna say I 100% understood that message thread, but I'm gonna say cool. Yeah, but then like it's so confusing with him, like showing mixed signals in a way. He's showing mixed signals. I feel like this is a really simple case of you just misread a signal rotated, and we're really deep diving into the subtext here when we really don't need to be, and we're just all becoming more confused as a whole. It was kind of okay, legit. Lena, I've got dirt on you, Lamau. You got dirt on Lena? That's not good, man. He's a friend. That's not good. Why would you say that? You're a cool person. Oh my god. Okay. So I got exotics, but they're engrams, which is odd. I got 2 of them. So I guess I'm good to end the stream, but I'm not gonna end it yet. I want to go to the tower and see what those exotics are. I have to see. Yeah, I mean, I assume that if it is anything that is dirt, you're not supposed to tell people. And frankly, I don't want to hear. All right, because it just might ruin my image of Lena, and I just might not want her in my streams anymore. So honestly, you can keep it to yourself, Rotate. Lena, but I don't think it is, man. I honestly don't. I think it's like, if it's like. This is a really super geeky reference, but it's like a logic gate. If both things are yes, right? So like if both people like each other, it works, right? But if one person doesn't like the other, then it doesn't work. Or both people don't like each other, then it doesn't work, right? It's just like a logic gate. It's pretty simple, right? So I think what gets complicated with people is that how they interpret messages and stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of on the person. And I get dog rolls on every single shadow price that I get. Actually, that one's not terrible. That's not a terrible roll. I'm gonna keep that. Not bad. And some girls like, yeah, they're probably messing with them. They tend to do that. That's the other thing, man. Like, I know, like, I've seen it. Like, I mean, I'm sure all of you guys have. You guys all go to school, but dude, girls are fucking mean, man. Like guys, like you guys, like I feel like honestly, like people think that guys like are mean to each other. We're not. We're just busting chops. I mean, that's just part of being a dude. Bust chops. They bust chops back at you. But dude, girls, like, they say some nasty shit to each other, man. And it's like intended to hurt, you know? I'm like, man, I might just be messing with them. I don't know. Goddamn snake eyes around here. Alright. Gotta turn in some of these engrams. Not get anything good. Mako, just got a Dark Rock 4 Pro for my i7 8700K. You think that's a good cooler? Oh, you're this dude. Dark Rock 4. Yeah, it's not a bad cooler. Should be better than the stock cooler that you had before, right? And a Corsair RM. Yeah, dude, that's some great improvements, man. You're the dude who had like a 350 watt power supply. Yeah, it should be fine, dude. Got some gains. All right, we gotta rotate it. I swear. I just read what you said. I swear. I don't know what he said, because honestly, what did he say? Working well. Yeah, that's good, man. That's all. That's great. You're not having any problems, Mako. I know you've actually come to the stream pretty often, but we're having some weird stuff go on. So stay in at your own discretion, I guess. You're joking. You're joking. How do you turn an exotic engram and get a goddamn enhancement core? Oh my god. What? Dude, what is this game? Oh my god. Kill me now. Ugh. I get nothing good from this game, dude. Nothing. I get absolute dog. Yeah, I enjoy the streams. Hey, that's much appreciated, man. As I get self-conscious that I think that you guys are just really bored and you're only here out of self-pity. But yeah, that's good to hear. Not self-pity, no, not self-pity. It's not self-pity, actually. It's just pity on me for just like pity viewers, you know? Just like, this guy's kind of floundering around. I might as well just kind of stop by and, you know, help him raise his spirits. I appreciate it, though. Appreciate it. I mean, Lena, I feel like that's pretty good advice. I think that's what me and you have been communicating. It's just like she has expressed no to very, very little interest, and I feel like that's kind of like poking a bear at this point, you know. All right, I gotta go turn all these umbrals. Hey, I gotta go somewhere completely different just to go to crypt stuff. Okay, just because someone's staring at you doesn't mean that they like you, by the way, Rotate. It might mean, this might be a tough statement, but it might just mean that, like, you had, like, something weird going on with you. Or, like, she thought that you were kind of creepy or something like that. I mean, it doesn't mean that she likes you. I mean, though, that might be something that happens, you know, like that might be true, but it's not always the case. Man, this stream is we've been in a roller coaster of places. 95, that's a good upgrade. Honestly, why am I confusing those? I need to put on that and put on this ornament. Okay. Before I tell you, I also ordered a long sleeve shirt with the logo on the chest. Dude, why are you okay? I almost feel bad about that because, like, I have no idea if this channel's gonna be successful or not. So, like, you just might have. Well, it's your own logo, so actually, I don't really feel that bad now. Never mind. It's your own logo, so, you know, you can do whatever. But, like, what I was saying was, like, I don't know if this channel's gonna the longevity. I mean, I love making content, but who knows? Something might happen. And I just don't want to have people wearing this merch from some guy who used to make videos, you know? It's a dope-ass thing, though, but yeah. Junkie got feelings? I mean, no, actually I don't. It's, like I told you before, I'm just a simulation being run by NVIDIA servers. I'm not actually real. I'm their new content creation AI. It's basically I'm just doing learning training, and that kind of stuff to be able to be the optimal YouTuber. We're a new series of influencers. We're basically the most profitable version because you don't have to actually give people like us like any food or water or anything like that. We basically are just money printing machines. So I'm basically the prototype, and then we're gonna have future versions basically like a Jake Paul. Is what the end goal is looking to be. I sent this shirt in the DMs. You guys want to take a peek at it? Ooh, that's a nice looking shirt. Honestly, I might cop that. Yeah, that's the shirt, guys. It's not bad. Kind of low res, but it looks pretty sick, man. Looks pretty cool. As I've said, for the 100th time, I have an i7 that's worthy of a 2. Do you think that's worthy of a 240 hertz monitor? And I different games. No, I'd probably go with 144 hertz. 144 hertz was 240 hertz is a little bit too much for a 5700 XT. I'd say 144 hertz is probably gonna be your the way you want to go. And if you're willing to spend money on a 240 hertz monitor, I'd probably just end up buying like a higher resolution 144 hertz monitor instead of getting a higher refresh rate 240 hertz one. Show them the cap. I think they've already seen the cap. I mean, if you're on the staff team, you've seen the cap. I probably didn't tell you, Davey, but yeah, I sent a picture of the cap in the DMs. How much did the shirt cost? What did you say it was? Did you hear that Microsoft used AI to make a Twitter account? She started cussing left and right in 20 minutes. That's hilarious. That's Twitter for you, my man. And it probably just like took the data of like the most popular, like it probably took like the most commonly used words and like very popular tweets, and it's just like curse words. Like those are like the main words that you find in like all these popular tweets. I was just like, okay, so if I use these words, it's gonna be a banger tweet, and then it's just like her like saying some really bad stuff, man. It's not good. Nearly 2K. The cap was 21. The shirt was 21 as well, which isn't bad for a shirt. Yeah, 21 is not bad for a shirt. Davey, when you get it, tell me how it fits, because I might order one too. Because I really like that short circuit shirt. But let me know how like the quality and stuff like is, because I might buy one for myself. If the fit's fine and the quality of like the print and the fabric is good, I'll probably buy one. Look like 10 out of 10 great English. 2K subs, I mean. Yeah, nearly 2K subs, yeah. We are close. And I said this at the beginning of the stream. IWN was basically, they apologized for not being able to send me the PC because they've been having a bunch of delays, like just like shipping and stuff like that. Oh, why did I come back to the tower? Oh wait, was there a reason I came back? Oh, so I can decrypt this thing. Yeah. All right, I'm not completely dumb. They said that they're gonna send me like a Razer mouse for me to give away to you guys. So probably at 2K, I'll do a live stream where we give away the mouse as like a fun little thing. So if you guys, but the caveat is that I cannot have staff members participate in it, which I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, can't have that, because you know how it's gonna look if a staff member wins the raffle, you know. Gotta keep it for the normal people, you know. So you should buy a Nike Tech Fleece tracksuit, so warm and nice. I'm not a huge fan of Nike stuff in general. It's just like, it's not that, I don't know. I've never really been into Nike. Like the brand's fine. It's just like, first off, their shoes I never really wore because they're tight. They run narrow, and I wear a size 14. Like I'm a big kid, or big. I'm not really a kid. I'm a dude. I'm a big dude. So I wear a size 14 in men's. So really, the only company that ends up making stuff at that point is like either custom or like I get it from Adidas. Adidas usually run pretty much on par with what the size is, so I I can buy it. Like 14 is the largest size that Adidas makes their mainstream shoes, and I hope I don't grow any more than that, because then at that point it's just gonna be a pain in the ass for me to find any sort of shoes after that. But yeah. Wow, racism because I'm Hispanic. Yeah, that's exactly why we're not letting you get into it, Davey, is because yes, you are Hispanic, and we can't have you get those mouse. We can't have you have that mouse. That's just policy here, man. That's gonna be taken out of context, I know. I broke my mouse and just ordered a new one. Imagine I win the giveaway. Hey, you could. Maybe you do. I don't know. I don't get to choose. It's a raffle, is how it's gonna be. I don't know how to do it, because technically it's illegal or not illegal, but it's against terms of service for me to ask people to subscribe in order to enter a giveaway contest. And that's like you can't do it on Gleam.io anymore. Like you can't make people subscribe to join stuff anymore, because it's technically against terms of service. So I don't know how I'm gonna structure it. Like I might do it like follow, or like I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I have an $8 mouse. Give me a break. I mean, some $8 mice are good. Well, Davey, I can't. You understand how it looks, my man, right? Like I'm literally paying you. I'm paying you each month for those thumbnails, and if you're the guy who's getting the mouse, it does not look very good on me. You know, it's like, wow, it's fucking rigged. That's what most people are gonna think, right? Do it on Discord? I mean, I guess I could. But the other thing is like, I don't think the majority of people who are in our Discord are subscribed to my YouTube channel. I honestly don't. I think that the Discord has kind of like, as it was part of the channel, that's like was the main thing. But I feel like Discord has kind of grown to a point where people just join it because it's a Discord to join, and they don't have, like, I've literally had people tell me that they had no idea that this Discord was affiliated with a YouTube channel, and I'm like, okay, well, that's not great in terms of conversion metrics for me, but I'm like, it's kind of cool that the Discord's, you know, popping, I guess. I don't know, man. Broke my Death Adder Essential, and I got a SteelSeries Bravo 3. Don't know which is better. Again, I'm not great with peripherals and like telling you what's better and what's not, just because it's like, I'm not picky. I'm not a picky person. As long as I get, like, as long as it feels good and it tracks well, I think I'm fine. And it feels comfortable, I'm good with it. +1 follow on Twitter, +1 invite a friend to the Discord. I don't know how we can monitor that, but I mean, I guess we might be able to do something like that. Just Vibe Cardi. Hey, just got my first PC today. I'm really hyped. That's super cool, dude. Where'd you buy it from? Did you get it from Max Ferris or one of those places, or and put the specs in there. Okay. Come on, buddy. V-Bucks. V-Bucks. Why V-Bucks? What are V-Bucks for, Davey? Are you a Fortnite guy now? Oh, here's the other weird thing. They're paying out a class action lawsuit in V-Bucks, apparently. Like, there was something wrong with like the item shop, and they were getting sued in like a class action lawsuit, like Epic Games was. And they settled, and they're like, you know what? We'll just give people 1,000 V-Bucks as a settlement. And I'm like, no, that's not a settlement. Like, realistically, you're just adding a stupid number to someone's account. That's it. You're not paying any money. You're literally just changing a number on someone's stupid Fortnite account. Like, I don't know how that was allowed. You know, that's weird. It's a pre-built since my parents don't trust me to build a PC. Where'd you get it from, though, dude? Lamau. Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know what, Davey. I have no idea what you just said. V-Bucks, and there was no context to that statement. So either I have no idea what that's in reference to. I don't even know if that's a Fortnite term. If you're not giving me any context there, Davey. What? Honestly, dude, I think it'd be funny if V-Bucks became a cryptocurrency. Like people could, like there's like a US dollar trade amount to like a V-Buck, and you can, and you can like trade it. That'd be so funny, right? That'd be good. You can trade V-Bucks. Like mom, believe me, I made so much money off of V-Bucks. It's kind of crazy. That's what you can tell your parents. You can be like, I invested into V-Bucks and I made $100,000 off of it because I sold all my dank Fortnite skins and turned them into V-Bucks, and then I trade them on the open market. Yeah, I think it'd be funny. It'd be a good meme. I make 100 alt accounts and my chances of winning without being Davey are higher. That is true, but I will find out, and I will. I don't know what I'll do, but I'll do something. I'll find out and I'll do something. I don't know, Davey. I don't know. You can take that as a threat or just just something. I don't know what you want to take that as, but you can take it as whatever you want. Something will happen. I don't know what will happen, but something will. And Davey, I assure you, it is probably not like a crazy nice mouse. I assure you that, my man. I assure you, it's probably gonna be like a. Maybe like a $30 mouse, maybe. It's probably gonna be like wired or something. I don't know all the mouses that Razer makes, but I know that it's probably not anything crazy. You can't fire me. I won't. I mean, I didn't. I said I'd do something. I said I wouldn't fire. No, Davey, you're misinterpreting what I said. I did not say that I was going to fire you. I said that I would do something. I mean, that could either mean like, I don't know, I give you like a high five or like a very stern talking to. You know, it could be either or. You know, those are two possibilities, but it could also not be those. So I mean, it's your gamble, my man. Okay. It's probably Death Adder Essential, most common Razer $30 mouse. Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking. It's probably not anything crazy. Or I mean, if it's anything good, I'll just take it for myself. Yep. Yeah, if it's like a 200, because they have like really nice mouse. They have like they've got like $180 mouses. I'm like, bruh, I might just and then give you my old used Razer mouse. How about that, Davey? How about that? That's what's gonna happen, Davey. If you win, you're gonna get my old crappy mouse. And you're not gonna get the new one. All right. Haha, get it? The logo. Davey, that was so funny. I genuinely forgot to laugh. All right, that was so funny. Jokes, guys, jokes. See, I don't know. That's the other thing. I feel like sarcasm, like, I don't know, in general, kind of like goes over people's heads a lot of the time. Especially my version of sarcasm. It's super dry. So hopefully, like, you guys kind of get the subtext there, but I don't know. All right. Reddit thinks it's funny. Yeah, I thought it was funny too. I'm assuming they're not going to give you any good advice because they're Reddit. And I think people on Reddit are not the most social people in general. I mean, that's almost like a baseless accusation, but I don't know where I get that from in general. I don't know. Not dry like... That wasn't even a good joke, Rotated Man. I'm just gonna have to call it what it is, my man. That doesn't make any sense. Not dry. No, my sarcasm is dry. So you're implying your relationship advice is wet, and that doesn't make any sense. Redditors, most known as cavemen. That's a funny joke. Yeah. Found on mom's basements. Yes, that is the actual specimen. It's we got to figure out a good like biological name for him. You know, like the good funny one. I'm not good with making up stuff on the spot. Give me until next stream, and I'll get a good one. I'll brainstorm something good. It'll be a big funny. Be a big funny belly laugh. Redditors like to act smarter than they are. I mean, everybody acts smarter than they are, but Reddit, man, it's funny. It's funny when you ask people for like that. I don't know. Like, it's basically like going to like a person asking them financial advice, and they've never managed their own money before. That's kind of what it like. That is what I equate it to, you know. Like, hey man, should I invest into this stock? And the person that you're asking has literally never had a job, and it just has lived off in their bedroom in their mom's house. Like that's kind of the equivalent of asking most Redditors for help, you know. You know what's weird, dude? My science teacher is on Reddit, and she makes like Reddit like it is so odd. It's like she's like, yeah, I was on Reddit last night, and I'm like, okay, hold up, why are you saying that? First off, like, you understand the prejudice that goes along with saying that. Like, why would you bring that upon yourself, especially as a teacher? Like, my amount of respect for her instantly just tanked. Like, it was honestly just kind of disturbing. But if it's very niche, it's helpful for people. For example, when I got my cooler, the only people who answered me. Yeah, I mean, okay, yes, that is true. Like, sometimes they are helpful. Like, on very, very large subreddits that are literally just dedicated to helping people. Like, literally, there's a subreddit that I went on that was literally just helping people with tech stuff, and they fixed my resizable bar issue, like, instantly. Like, that's honestly good. But when you're just like posting a question somewhere and just asking for random people with no qualifications to answer, you're gonna get the answers of unqualified people. My school is the weirdest, dude. Most teachers make us add them on Snapchat to know what we post online as if private. That almost sounds like a misconduct. I don't know what you would want to call that. Like a scandal, basically. Like, that sounds like something just something legal waiting to happen. Like something with HR, you know? Right? Isn't that like it feels very sketch. We had something very bad go on in my 8th grade year. Dude, it was rough, man. It was, I don't know if I could probably go into it on YouTube, because I'll probably get like flagged or something like that, but dude, it was bad. Kids' phones were like taken away, and they couldn't have them back. Like, they were just like, it was all over Snapchat, man. It was rough. It was rough. I wasn't involved with it, but there's like a couple core people that were in it, but everybody kind of figured out what happened, and like the police basically came in and confiscated a bunch of the people's phones that were like kind of involved with what happened, and it was rough. It was rough, man. My school isn't follow people back on until they graduate. Yeah, that's a rule in my school. Like, yeah, that's a pretty big. I feel like that's honestly a good rule. I feel like teachers shouldn't really have a personal relationship with any student, like, because then it just comes to like I don't know. It's a mix of workplace, you know. Like, you shouldn't just. I mean, unless it's like unavoidable. Like, unless the kid literally lives right next door to you. Like, it's kind of impossible to like not know the kid and like talk to him at some point. But like, following, like, none of my teachers will follow any of us or accept our follow requests on any like social media site. Like, even if like you're good friends with them in class, just because it's a rule of the school, which I think is a good rule. Like, I honestly don't think that teachers should be interacting with kids on social media in general unless they're graduated. I think that's a good rule. I just sleep through my classes. They're so dead. Yeah. That's gotta suck, man, when you got teachers that, like, because, I mean, it's kind of the expectations that students aren't really going to give a crap about what's going on, but when you got teachers that don't give a crap about what's going on, that's even worse. Because then you genuinely don't learn anything. I so boring of school. Well, with that grammar, you might need to go back to school, because that's rough, man. That's like first grade. It's like first grade grammar right there, Mr. Top Threes. But yeah, I do have the same sentiment. I think school is boring, but I don't know. The nice thing about being an upperclassman is that you get some freedom in the classes that you pick, and you can get to pick some interesting stuff. And I like computer science, and that's mainly that's what I do. Is computer science is what the last 2 classes of my day is. So they're fun. And calculus isn't bad either. I don't know. It's not as bad as I mean, I honestly hated. When I look back on it, I don't know how I made it through freshman and like junior year, because like I had a full schedule of hard classes. And this year I get out like 2 hours early from school. I pretty much just take classes that I like to take, and then I kind of blow off the classes that I don't really need because I've already graduated and committed. So I don't know. Our Spanish teachers speak to us as if we're 5 and can't answer a question back in English because she's not fluent. Huh. It's kind of odd. Our Spanish teachers are always pretty good. I remember, oh my god, dude, it sucked. 8th grade year, like, so in middle school, you were able to, the only high school classes that you were able to take were math and language classes. So, like, 8th grade, you were able to take, like, those basically counted for high school credits. So you're able to take Spanish 1 in middle school. And the Spanish teacher, it was her first year. Like, it's a super sad story. Like, her husband died. He had like a heart attack or like a stroke or something, and like he died, and so she had like no way of like getting any income, but she had a PhD in Spanish, so she taught Spanish. But she was like a college professor who taught Spanish like all the time, and this was like her first year of teaching 8th grade students who have never learned Spanish beforehand. And she was teaching them Spanish while she was speaking fluent Spanish the entire class period. I learned nothing. I learned absolutely nothing, because how do you learn another language when the teacher doesn't even speak the language that you know, right? Like, you walk into class the first day, she's speaking Spanish, and I'm like, you could basically have just been talking gibberish, and I wouldn't have been able to tell a difference. She's like, "¿Cómo te llamas?" And I'm like, blue. Like, I have no idea what you're asking. Computer science is fun. Yeah, I remember when I was in 9th grade, my IT teacher was always picking on me for not doing anything in his class. One day he told us to pick up gaming software to make a game. I know Lua, so I run Roblox Studio. Funny enough, he told me that it was lame software, and my game is still being shown as an example. Teachers do pick on people just because. Well, yeah, I mean, I had a teacher that not really picked. I didn't really have any teachers that picked on me. I mean, I had teachers that didn't like me. Of course. I mean, there's always this weird teachers. Dude, honestly, middle school was like, when I look back on it, middle school was a weird couple of years, man. like the teachers were odd. Like high school, like you become more of an adult, and I think the teachers kind of like you're more kind of equals at that point. But in middle school, it is a weird dynamic, man. Because like there was like this one dude. He was like the tech teacher, but like he didn't know shit, right? He thought he did. Like but he was like, oh yeah, Apple's the best. He's like, I only use Apple software, and if you use anything else, you're basically a broke ass bitch. And he was also in charge of the news thing that we had. So we had like a live like school news segment every morning. And it was actually pretty cool, like how it was put together. Because like most schools, like it's just like pre-recorded, it's not live. But this one was actually live. And he had like, but it was all like girls who did it, because like nobody went, like no guys when I did like do that sort of stuff. It was just like kind of a weird thing, and like so like he wasn't like weird with them or anything like that, but he got like super protective around them. Like if you like talk shit about any of those girls that he knew, he would like come after you, my man. And I was in like computer or something. It was like intro, like we were like learning like Scratch and stuff like that, so like the intro to like coding and stuff like that. So I was like taking that class, and there's a different teacher that taught it, and he basically like pulled me and this one other kid aside, and basically he like started like not yelling at us, but he was like telling us like we shouldn't be like talking like shit about, like we were like really even talking shit. It was like there's this girl in our neighborhood, and like I've known her for forever, and apparently like she like took offense to like something that me and him were like saying or something like that. And it was, I don't think it was like about her, like we were just like joking around, and I guess she just like didn't understand that we were joking or something like that. Apparently she was just like brought it up to him in conversation, and like he just went off on us, man. It was a weird situation. And like we went back in, and like the teacher who like was teaching that class that actually liked me was like, yeah, I have no idea what he was going on about, because like she was like kind of like listening to the conversation, and we, like me and him, like I didn't talk back to him, like you didn't really talk back to teachers back then, so it was like, I don't know, it's a weird dynamic, man. But when you get into high school, like it's not the most respectful thing to do to talk back to teachers, but it's not like you can't, because they're not right all the time. That's just kind of how life is, you know. Top 3, almost 2K subs. Yes, I am almost 2K subs. I got suspended for asking some, do they know what fake taxi is? A good joke, because I have no idea what that Mako, I cannot understand that, my man. And the thing is, when that year was over, they called me to the office to let me pick whether leaving it to display people or give it to me. It's just like, make a copy. Yeah, that's true. If it's just code, why don't you just make a copy? Damn it, man. My school is just weird. They have certain things that I have seen that I can't unseen. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what kind of schools you guys go to. I'm pretty fortunate. I went to like I live in a fairly wealthy area compared to around, like I'm not like in the wealthy, I guess, group. I'd probably say I'm probably like upper middle class, but there's kids who, like, some of my good friends have BMWs and stuff like that their parents paid for, or like Audis and stuff like that. And, like, their parents are like paying for like their college and stuff like that, which is not something that's happening with me. Like my parents are only paying for like a portion of it, which is still I'm super like lucky for that to happen, because most of the time kids don't get anything like that to happen in general. But yeah, we live in a pretty nice school district, so it's usually not really that weird stuff that goes on. Like I remember hearing like fights like happen a lot at like inner city schools, and like we never have fights. Like I can't remember the last time I've had a fight in my high school. Like I don't think I've ever had. There's never been one. There was like one where like a kid like threw milk on someone else, and then like the other kid like stood up like he was about to like hit him, but then there was like a teacher right there, and he yelled at him, and they both like went to the office. But yeah. AF Turbo. I am Mr. Talk Back to Teachers. That's you. You would talk back to teachers all the time. Okay, you were that kid. Because it was like, okay, it's like I would do it every once in a while. Like, no, I never really did it out of disrespect. I mean, like sometimes if like they just like, I don't know. Sometimes like if they were like confusing or something like that, I would say like, oh, did you mean it like this? Or like I would never really talk back to them though. Like if they asked me for like a reason, like if I didn't do like an assignment or something like that, I'd just be like, yeah, I didn't do it. But yeah, I would never really talk back to teachers too much. In my school, we have organized for the. I don't know what that means. Oh, sorry, I didn't read yours, Mako. I was suspended for asking some. Do they know what if? Oh, never mind. Yeah, organized fights. Oh. Yeah, that's rough, man. We never have any stuff like that. That's kind of weird, man. It's like almost two different worlds. BMW Audis, yeah. I live in the upper middle class, but I got like the nearest school is not a great school, and you definitely see a lot of things that you personally wish you didn't see. Got it. Yeah, I mean, again, our school when it comes to like its performance against other schools, it's not terrible. I mean, it's pretty good actually for a public school. I mean, the thing is like if you live in a pretty nice area, usually public schools are gonna be good because people are willing to pay for like levies and stuff like that and increase their taxes because it will like later on increase the value of your property. Because the nicer the school system is, the more value your home has. So like most of the time, like even though like people don't like paying more taxes, when they see it like as it's increasing their home value over time, the better and better those schools get, which they need more for levies. Like people are like, yeah, that's fine. And I mean the taxes are super high here. Like it's thousands of dollars a year, thousands and thousands of dollars a year just for school fee or just school taxes, I guess. On this time there was a sub. He told us not to use our phones. I was cleaning the inside of my case, which didn't seem like I was using it. Told him I wasn't. He started yelling at me. I said it's in the office. Then when I was yelling classroom, he was like, what's your name? I said Joe, and he said Joe what? And I was like, Joe, wow, you really pulled that on him? You're that kid, man. The jokester in class. Lena, no, you didn't say anything. Okay. My teachers haven't given up may have given up on students smoking. They don't care if you smoke tobacco. People smoke weed. Okay, so we never had like anything like that happen. Nobody. Okay, so I don't know if it's just like if it's a class thing or something like that. But I know like in our school like vaping was like a big thing, but like actual like burning like anything was never anything that happened. Like at least here, like it's looked at as almost gross. Like you like because like it's gross if you smoke ciggies, which I mean it arguably is disgusting. Like if you like it smells terrible if you smoke cigarettes and stuff like that, and it's terrible for your health, and it's a terrible habit in general. But like we had a big like vaping, like every school did. Everybody's like the Juuls and stuff like that. That was a huge thing at our school. But yeah, we never really had like pot or anything like that, just because it's like it's a bit too risky, especially with the drug policies at our school. That you'll get instantly expelled if any sort of stuff like that would happen. Especially with an illegal substance, like weed is an illegal substance, so you'd get expelled instantly. Yeah, so we never had any stuff like that though. $57K on the best video. Yeah, I think that was on the Best Buy one. Yeah, I just hit the search feed pretty good with that one. That's kind of, it's weird, man. I want to start like making like more concept videos, just kind of like talking about like general things. But like they don't do good unless like you can search them, because like for right now my subscriber like retention, like in terms of like videos that they watch isn't great. So like when someone like watches a video and they subscribe, it's usually just because they searched it up online and then they subscribed, but they usually don't watch a video again. And it's usually kind of like a one and done thing. But so usually how it works is like, you want people to search your content and watch a video, and then because they watch your video, the YouTube algorithm will recommend them another one. But I gotta cast like a wide enough net in order for me to get to the point where like just making content that I think is interesting and that doesn't have to like be targeted towards the search feed. Like I can't do that yet until like I get like a wider fan base that's subscribed and just like watch the stuff in general, because like I'm not gonna get any views on that stuff. And while like I'd like to just make content that I like to make, like at a certain point like it starts to become like a mental thing. Like YouTube is terrible in terms of like keeping like your mental like state good when it comes to YouTube videos, because it's like it will literally tell you like, oh, your video is not performing well, maybe you should try something different. Like that's literally what it tells you in YouTube analytics if it is underperforming at a certain rate. And it's like, you always want to make good videos that get views. I mean, it's a massive dopamine hit when you have a video hit like a couple thousand views, like when you traditionally only get like a couple hundred. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I mean, I always have more fun making the stuff that I want to make, but it's always like it's always rough when you never get the kind of views that you think you should get off of a video that you worked like pretty hard on. And that's kind of like why I scrapped that Intel one. Like I spent a lot of time recording and writing it. I didn't finish editing it because halfway through I got to the point where it was like, I know people aren't gonna watch this, and I'm gonna be putting in hours and hours and hours on this thing, and it's gonna be a lot of work for basically no payoff. And I don't think people are gonna enjoy it in general. I mean, I thought it was fine, like written, like in terms of like the way I wrote it and stuff like that. I thought it was fine, but I don't know. It kind of messes with you, man. You don't know crazy at my school. Last week I saw something. Let's just say I forever uncomfortable. Yeah, that's rough, man. Yeah, we never had anything like that. I mean, yeah, it's just kind of different walks of life. My video idea, cough cough. Yes, it was your video idea. Rotated. It was a good idea. The first thumbnail I made for you looks so simple compared to what I make now. Holy crap. Yeah, what was the first video thumbnail that you made? What video was that for? You might not even be able to see it actually, because I privated a bunch of videos that got like really bad views and just weren't good. I privated a bunch of like some of the first videos I put together. Because it's like, yeah, it just wasn't worth keeping it on there. Shoot. For 8 months? Yeah, 8 months, man. I mean, time flies. I mean, it doesn't really feel like I've been doing this for a year, but like when you... I really haven't been doing it for a year, I guess, seriously. I've probably been doing it seriously for like, I don't know, about 6 months, seriously. I don't know. It's fun though. I love doing this. I love these live streams in general. Like it's some of my favorite thing, and that's kind of like something that I want to do a lot more. This summer when I got the time to do it, I want to start streaming on Twitch and on here more often, and just kind of doing these chats. I think these, like in terms of my enjoyment, these are a lot more fun. I mean, like I like making videos. I like doing those ideas and stuff like that. But live streaming, like, it's a lot of fun. Like I just like being able to sit and talk to chat and just kind of have fun. Yeah, see you later, Mako. Thanks for stopping by. My personal experience with light text gaming PCs. That was your... Oh, yeah. That was your first one. Got it. Cool, man. That video did pretty well, right? All those light tech videos did pretty well. I still want to get a PC from those guys. It's not like I feel like they owe me anything, but I'm like, I don't know. It just kind of makes sense. If you just send me like a low end one, like I don't even charge you any money for it, and it'd be like a little review, a little bit more publicity for you guys, because there aren't really any reviews about your systems out there, and I'm sure that like you're gonna have to pay a lot of money for like anybody like big to do a review on it. Like, dude, I don't know how much VRLA Tech had to pay Linus Tech Tips to unbox that on Short Circuit. I mean, like, I think it's probably a ludicrous amount of money. Like, at least a couple $1,000s. Just to unbox it on the goddamn channel, man. Like, that's crazy. I mean, though, it does give you a lot of exposure. I guess that's the plus to it. Can you test the Max Ferris PC? Yeah. I have one right now. I'm going to be putting out the review probably sometime next week. I'm still working on the paper for it. Still got to write up the script, and then I've shot a good amount of B-roll for it. And after I write the script, I'll probably be doing... The video will probably be mostly just like be me at a desk, or at the desk, and talking with the PC like to the next to me, and just kind of talking about the main ideas, and if you should buy the PC and stuff like that. Hey, what happened to IWN? Nothing happened. They just got a bunch of the shipping delays. They still intend to send me a PC. They said, I forget what they said. It was like couple weeks, I think is what they said, but they said that they were sorry. So they said that they're gonna send me a mouse, like a Razer gaming mouse to give away. So I'll probably do that when we hit 2,000 subs. And then I haven't heard anything back from Ace. Ace basically said, yeah, we're so busy right now. It was like a couple months. I think it was like about a month or two ago. They said that, we're busy. We're extremely busy right now with orders. We'll contact you when we're able to send you a PC. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. I just haven't heard anything back from them. I'm not at a point where like I really feel like I need to ask them to send anything right now, because I'm still busy right now. I'll ask them if I get to a point where like I have nothing on my plate. But as of right now, it's pretty much I'm pretty much good. Maybe I should like hire a writer. No, I'm always gonna write my own stuff. If anything, I'd hire a video editor, because I hate video editing. But I don't make enough money to hire someone to video edit. All I got is enough for Davey to make thumbnails, but he did it for free in the first place, and it's like I pay him based off of basically metrics for what he does. So, I mean, it's good for him. Yeah, but I'm always gonna write my own stuff, because it's gonna be what I'm saying. Like, I don't want someone else to be writing what I say. I mean, also, I enjoy writing to an extent when it's my own stuff. I mean, but video editing is tedious, man. Not a huge fan of it. I mean, once I get my upgrade again, Ocean, maybe. I'd have to see what you do, and I couldn't pay you like anything, because I don't make enough money off of this to be able to pay people like actual salaries. This man getting $20 trillion from the channel, he pays me 2 cents. No, I don't. Dude, you understand I gave you that minimum for like because I felt bad. I'm like, dude, if we're doing this CTR base commission for your payment. Like, I gotta have a minimum in here, because sometimes like these videos, like if it's a good video, it makes me $5, you know. And like if you're just taking a percentage of that, like it's like less than $1 per video. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just give you a minimum. So once we get, you know, if I start getting to a point where I get a lot more views, then you know, the payment will ramp up. But as of right now, it's, why am I here alone? Is there no one? I don't want to do this alone. Mr. Samurai, yo, you're back. What's up, my dude? Let's launch again. Alright. See if we can actually matchmake. There we go. Get someone. Not lying. Yeah. I don't. Okay, but the one thing I do, like, if we're talking about money in general, the one thing I actually do make a decent amount of money from are like those referral links and stuff like that. But I got extremely lucky with CLX and that whole thing. I'm super lucky and super grateful too. Like, if they ever need anything from me again, I definitely owe them. So at this point, it's basically passive income, because like that video is still getting some pretty decent amount of views, and like, I don't know, I'll probably get like 2 referrals a week, which is great as just like for passive income, man. Like, it's absolutely insane. That's the most stressful 50 questions test, but I passed with 100. Thank God. That's good. Going to make rainbow neon clickbait unicorn thumbnails to get more views, thus more V-bucks. I mean, again, the more click CTR you get, man, more percentage you get. That's kind of like the whole like motivation there. Like, I'm gonna come out and say this, Davey. Some thumbnails are better than others, but like recently you've gotten some pretty good ones. It's just like, I honestly don't think, like, I've kind of got like the same philosophy when it comes to like thumbnails as like Linus, as like, it's not clickbait if you're actually providing the content that is being kind of teased in the thumbnail. Like, it can be like the stupid clickbait format of like being able to get people to click on it, but as long as the actual video content is related to what the thumbnail is referencing, I think it's perfectly fine. It's not really clickbait, because you're not baiting them for anything. Like, you are trying to get them to click on it, and because you want them to watch your video, and if the video is actually entertaining to what the thumbnail was kind of suggesting, then it's not really clickbait, you know? I mean, if I can help someone, I need beta club hours. Dude, someone bought a 5K PC with a referral link. Yeah, I know. But again, that's, I think I got like, I mean, it was a lot of money from that one. It was a lot of money. Well, I don't know what 4% of 5K is, but I'll get, I mean, it's not odd for me to get referral links that are around the $80 to $100 range, like in terms of payout, which is pretty nice. But again, it's not like I'm using that. You know what I literally use all that money for? I'm literally putting it to my savings. Like, I don't spend any of that money, because it's great. It's good for me as someone who, like, I'm not really working right now. I'm gonna be working this summer when I get out of school. But as of right now, it's like the only reason why I'm not working is that I'm actually making some sort of passive income from this. Like, YouTube money, like the ad money, is absolute dog shit a month. And the only reason why I'm making any sort of income from those things is because of CLX. Which, again, thank you, CLX, for giving me that referral link, because without that, man, I don't know where we'd be. That's insane. Yeah, I mean that's kind of just like when you think about it. Most of the time, YouTubers in general are just like influencers. Don't make all their money from the actual platform that they're on. They get it from the brand deals, because the brand deals give you a lot more. I don't know, direct. I don't know. They give you a lot more. They give you a better deal than I think what YouTube gives you. Just in terms of like how your influence is monetized, you know? Because like YouTube only pays you for the ads, and when you're working with a brand, you're either charging them a fee up front, saying, hey, my videos usually get this many views, so that's the amount of impressions that you can expect to get. So I'm gonna charge you this much based off of like what normal CP or normal impression rate is for most ad sites, and that's what, and it'll be a little bit more since it's usually like a tailored thing. It's like as of right now, if someone wanted a sponsor spot, I'd probably value myself at around a $40 for an ad spot, just because like as of right now with current pricing for how much it costs to like get a YouTube channel like sponsorship, that's probably how much it would be. But yeah. When you look at channels like Linus Tech Tips and stuff like that, they don't make their money off of YouTube, though it is a lot of money. They make it all off of these brand deals. That's why they're a multi-million-dollar company. Like they are a company. They have over 20-something employees. So I think it's interesting. I don't know, but again, I've never really gotten into this for the money. It's a nice bonus. I just got into it for the hobby. It's a nice bonus, but again, you can never count on it either. Like I'm never gonna like sit there and watch referrals come in. Like it's a nice thing when it happens, but it's like it's nothing I ever expect to happen at a certain point. And yeah, damn it, dude, almost died. No. And segues. Merch, yeah, merch is a good is also a huge thing that those guys make money on. I know that's probably a huge part of the revenue for Linus Tech Tips, because there's a difference. I don't know, merch is kind of weird. Like merch kind of went from like something that you used to like rep your favorite creators to now it's actually something that they're making an okay product, but it's just because it's their channel, right? It's like Gamers Nexus, like they're a hardware based channel, but they make like toolkits and like mod mats. Like they're actually like good products that kind of pertain to the brand, and it's not just like something that you use to just like, or it's like, oh, I love Gamers Nexus, they are a pretty cool channel, so I'm gonna wear their t-shirt. No, I mean you buy their merch because you actually think it has some use to it, you know. And I think a lot of the art designs that Linus Tech Tips does for their channel, like I have their shirt because I think it's a cool shirt, man. Like that long sleeve tee is one of my favorite shirts that I have. It's like a super cool design. I like the black and then the rainbow colors sides, and then like you guys can probably see in the background right behind my left shoulder, or yeah, my left shoulder, there's a poster of their GPU thing. I got that for Christmas because again, it's a super cool poster. So I think it's kind of a weird thing. Like if I ever got into merch, it probably would just I'd probably have shirts and stuff like that, but I also have to like sit down and think about like an actual product that I think people like would get value from, and that would kind of pertain to like what I do here, you know? I don't know. Maybe something I have to do. The one on the unboxing, yeah. So the one that I was wearing in that one video, that's one of my favorite shirts that I have. It's a really comfortable shirt. It's got like one thing that they always talk about in their videos is like when they promote that stuff is that it's good quality, and honestly it is. It's pretty good quality stuff. Like their shirts, you like, cause sometimes you'll get really like cool looking stuff, but it's just put together really bad. So like when you put it in the washing machine, sometimes like the design stuff will like my voice cracked. Oh my god. So sometimes the design stuff will like start to like fall off after a bunch of washes. I've never had that happen with it. Like it's pretty much on there. Everything's built really well. It's just a shirt at the end of the day anyways. Yeah, I mean, as long as it's a cool looking shirt, I mean it honestly doesn't matter that it's from a a YouTuber. Like it's a cool looking shirt who happens to be made by a company, so a YouTuber. I think they've got a good artist team. Like if you can draw good stuff, like I don't know. Somehow I want that one. Is it still available? I like the orange and blue. Yeah, I don't know if it's still. I mean, I don't know. I got it for Christmas, so I couldn't really tell you a whole lot about like the stock situation for it. From what I know, it was not in stock, like at all, and I had to basically tell. I think my mom bought it for me, and I told her, I was like, I'm like, yeah, they just restocked that shirt. If you're planning on buying that for me, I'd probably go and check it out. She's like, oh, okay, and I'm assuming she bought it that day. But yeah, it was a super nice shirt. But I do like the one shirt I do like from Davey. Like I just like that style, the black long sleeve tees. Like those are, I don't know why, but I just like those shirts. I guess I don't know. I'm always kind of a sucker for just like black kind of stuff. I think it looks good. Like a black base with like a bunch of accents on it. So that's why I like that shirt that Davey sent me, because it's a black shirt with the Hardware Junkie logo on it. All right. Well, it's 10:30. I'm probably gonna kill a stream for that. So thank you guys for showing up. It was a great stream. I talk about a bunch of fun stuff. Rotated's relationship and Lana's terrible school. So thank you guys for stopping by. Hopefully we can kind of hang out the next one next week, right? So yeah, we'll see you guys then. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys there.
Give it to me like, give it to me like, give it to me like.
When I see you dancing, I'm like, hola, 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 hola. With your move fancy, make me wanna hola, 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 hola. I got your attention, spending that moolah, 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 moolah. I'm a drop poppin', pocket, swola, 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 swola. Swola, 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 swola. Swola, 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 swola.